and clubs one near the base of the scoreboard. That ball was just absolutely tattooed.
The Las Vegas 51s are on Fox Sports Radio 1460. 51s baseball is brought to you by Carl's Jr., Budweiser, Cox Communications, and by the Las Vegas Review-Journal. Now, to the stadium with the voice of the Las Vegas 51s, Russ Langer.
And a very pleasant good evening to all of you here at Cashman Field. Russ Langer with you. Las Vegas 51s baseball back on the air. And tonight the 51s playing Game 2 of their 4-game series with the Angels' top fun club, the Salt Lake Stingers. Last night, 51s took it on the chin here by a score 13-1. Been a rough couple of nights for 51s pitching. They've combined to allow 30 runs the last 2 games, counting the finale 2 nights ago here against Tacoma, and last night 13-1 against Salt Lake. So the 51's bullpen very much spent at the time being, and they're hoping for a strong outing tonight in Game 2 behind 37-year-old right-hander Scott Erickson, former 20-game winner for the Minnesota Twins. Erickson comes in 2-3, a 6.29 ERA. He has won his last 2 starts. He won a start in Portland 2 starts ago. He won his most recent start here against Tacoma, going 6 strong innings. And that was on Monday evening. He allowed 2 runs earned on 6 hits. He walked 3 and struck out 5 and got that victory. And this is the first time that the Salt Lake Stingers have seen Scott Erickson, who, of course, is making his last start of the year. After tonight, 2 more games. Tomorrow a 12:05 game. Monday, Labor Day, a 12:05 start. And that'll be it for 2005. 51s will wrap things up after that. Salt Lake's playoff hopes are just about gone. Not quite. They can still mathematically win their division, but it's going to take a near miracle. Sacramento needs to beat Tacoma 3 straight times, while Salt Lake wins here 3 straight times. It's the only way they can get in. Otherwise, because the magic number is 1, if it does end in a tie, then Tacoma wins by virtue of the fact that they have won the head-to-head meetings this year, this 2005 season with Salt Lake. So that's the only way Salt Lake can win. They must sweep the 51s while Tacoma loses their last 3 games against Sacramento, and Tacoma beat Sacramento last night. That's it. So the Stingers' hopes hanging on a thread as we go into tonight's play. And Salt Lake will go with righty Chris Buchek, who is 6-4 with a 5.43 ERA. He's pitched well against the 51s. He generally does. And he had a call-up this year to the Angels. He had a game against the Yankees where he pitched very well, but the bullpen gave it up after he left. And then he had a rough outing against Tampa Bay, and he was sent back down. A bit of a frustrating year for Chris Buchek, but he's got great AAA credentials. Pitching Game 2 of this series here tonight against the Las Vegas 51s. And right-hander Scott Erickson, who also pitched in the postseason for the Baltimore Orioles for a couple of seasons, not to mention the 1991 World Series for that year's champion, Minnesota Twins. They beat the Atlanta Braves in a spectacular World Series back in 1991. I'll be back as the pregame portion continues. The pregame interview, that's coming up right after this.
Everybody's gonna have a good time. Get together. Everybody's gonna have a good time. These friends of mine feel right. Everybody's gonna have a good time. These friends of mine feel fine. And everybody's gonna have a good time. Get together. Everybody's gonna have a good time.
The important thing isn't where you meet up. It's just that you do. With a few good friends and the signature taste of the King of Beer. For drinkability and refreshment you won't find anywhere else. Bright, crisp, clean, pure. This is Budweiser. This is beer. Budweiser beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
The Vegas Sports Wire, weekdays at 7 a.m. on Fox Sports Radio 1460.
Hey, welcome to Pete's Pets.
Oh, hi, I need to return something.
The chicken?
Yeah, the chicken.
Something wrong with it?
Oh, yeah, it doesn't do anything. It just, stands around and it makes that stupid sound.
What do you want the chicken to do?
Beg or fetch or roll over.
It's a chicken.
So?
So chickens don't really do anything.
Well then why did you sell her to me?
Because you gave me money.
Well, my dog, he used to greet me at the door. He'd jump up and down and everything. This chicken doesn't even know I'm there.
So what are you saying? The chicken's hurting your feelings?
No, I'm not saying that. It's why would I want a chicken if it isn't good for anything?
Chickens are good for one thing, if you have the right equipment.
The right equipment?
Yep. Charcoal, grill, barbecue sauce.
Introducing the Western Bacon Chicken Sandwich at Carl's Jr. A big, juicy, charbroiled chicken breast with bacon, barbecue sauce, and crispy onion rings. New at Carl's Jr. For a limited time only at participating restaurants.
Russ Langer back here at Cashman Field before tonight's final night game. 2 more games on the slate for the 51s tomorrow. A noon game, and Monday, Labor Day, also a noon game. Tonight, the final night game. We visit with the PR director for the Las Vegas 51s, director of media relations, if you will, Mr. Jim Gemma, who's lived in Las Vegas forever. Jim, do you still enjoy your job? I know there's been some challenges this year, but a lot of good things also.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Pro ball is great. Of course, I was at UNLV for a long time, but absolutely working for Don Logan and the 51s organization. I just love professional baseball, and I've kind of grown up with the Las Vegas Stars / 51s since they've been here since 1983. It's kind of my second home, Cashman Field.
And how did your love for sports develop?
Well, basically, make a long story short, my brother played at UNLV for baseball for Fred Dallimore in the late 70s, and when I was graduating high school from Gorman High School, Fred Dallimore asked me if I'd like to get into stats and get in that way for sports information. And Fred's basically got me started in this field, and I owe a lot to Fred, and basically worked for UNLV baseball for a long time, from the late 70s up until 87. I left for a while, went back from like 91 to 2000, but during that time in the early 80s, that's when the Stars came in as a member of the Pacific Coast League, and Fred Dallimore knew the owner, Larry Kentop, and that's how he got me started as the official scorer.
And what is it about baseball, and I know you've worked in other sports as well, that attracts you?
Well, baseball, I love basketball too, but baseball, I don't know, it's just something about the game. Some people say, yeah, it's boring, but there's a game within a game. It's just the beauty of the game. There's nothing like it. Obviously, you don't play with any time limits. You play 9 innings. It's just the game itself. It's cool. You always wonder how they made it, the bases 90 feet, because the guy barely gets thrown out sometimes. And why is the pitching mound 60 feet, 6 inches? And there's just a lot of things that go along with baseball that's fun.
Jim Gemma, our guest in the pregame show, media relations director, definitely for the Las Vegas 51s. Jim, looking beyond this year, there's a lot of talk about the possibility of Major League Baseball coming to Las Vegas. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, obviously, I got to listen to our boss, Don Logan. He's in the know more than anybody in this city. He's good friends with Jerry Reinsdorf. He's on the relocation committee. Don told us all along the Montreal Expos weren't coming. But what Don is saying, that he thinks a franchise will come within 10 years. Hopefully that's right. A lot of people are thinking with their hearts right now. We're just not ready for it. The media market's not large enough yet, the population base. But hopefully one day, that being maybe 5 to 8 years from now, it'll be a reality. But the bottom line is, if it's ever going to happen, we're going to have to build a facility like they have in Phoenix, and that's $500 million, and I still, no one's answering the question I have, who's paying for it. Nobody has a plan on how it's going to be paid for, but hopefully down the line we'll have something that'll be great for the town.
Jim Gemma, our guest, back with more, including the starting lineups right after this.
Thank you, Diane. That's quite a story.
Well, thanks, Bob. Now, let's turn the time over to Steve with our 5-day forecast. Steve, what's coming down the pike?
Mm-hmm. Well, Bob and Diane, it looks like we have quite a wholesome week ahead in the western region of the Cereal Bowl. Right here, things are looking pretty creamy. But wait, here comes a cold front. Looks refreshing. Precipitation from the North Gallant should drench a delicious 3 inches. Oh, and the next day, we get a great big homogenized whole milk storm sweeping in. It should make for great recipes on the weekend with a lot of sour cream on top. But that's all right, because we could use the calcium.
Meadow Gold Dairy. Skim, 2% whole and chocolate milk, as well as cottage cheese and sour cream, are so fresh and delicious they might leave you a little bit distracted.
What does the milk hold for next week? Should be chocolate from here on out. Back to you, Diane.
Sounds delicious, Steve.
Very good, Diane.
No, some way to milk it, Bob. Meadow Gold Dairy. Got something fresh on your mind?
Getting tired of the same old kind of sports bar with the same old food, tired atmosphere, and lackluster service?
Hey, you'll get your beer. Just wait in line.
Well, if you're into the sports bar scene but are ready for a refreshing change from the same old, then the place for you is Carmine's Little Italy Instant Replay. What makes Carmine's Little Italy Instant Replay different? For starters, they feature a full Italian menu at reasonable prices with outstanding authentic Italian entrees and daily specials like penne scallops on Mondays and delicious stuffed salmon on Tuesdays. On Wednesdays, you can enjoy a fabulous 14-ounce ribeye grilled to your liking. And on Fridays, Carmine's Little Italy Instant Replay proudly serves a wonderful ossobuco. Now, how many sports bars can do that? So the next time you want to kick back and enjoy the game with great food, head over to either one of Carmine's 2 locations. On the west side at 2940 South Durango off of Edna, and in Henderson on Mark Street near Warm Springs. Carmine's Little Italy Instant Replay, the sports bar with a touch of class.
The Morning Extravaganza, weekdays at 6 a.m. on Fox Sports Radio 1460.
American Family followed us everywhere.
Wherever they moved, Brad and Kim Tyler liked the security of having American Family Auto Insurance.
All I had to do was call my agent, and immediately they follow up on it.
They're very responsive.
They take care of us.
Call today for a free, no-obligation auto quote. American Family Insurance. All your protection under one roof.
American Family Insurance.
See Yellow Pages for the American Family agent nearest you and call today or visit us at amfam.com.
Back again, friends, to Cashman Field. There's the visiting lineup. Salt Lake Stingers are 76 and 65. Leading off in center field, Chris Prieto. Batting second, the DH, Alberto Callaspo. Hitting third at third base, Lou Merlone. Cleanup man is left fielder Nick Gorneau. Batting fifth, playing behind the plate, the catcher, that's Jeff Mathis. Hitting sixth in right field, Luke Allen. Batting seventh at shortstop, Brandon Wood. In the eighth spot, first baseman Ryan Buddy. And batting ninth at second base is Ryan Speck. For the 51s, leading off at shortstop, Jose Flores. Batting second is second baseman Delwin Young. Hitting third at first base, Brian Myra. Cleanup man, DH, Jason Grabowski. Hitting fifth and right, Cody Ross. Batting sixth in left field, Nick Theodoro. Hitting seventh, playing third base, Mike Cabrera. Hitting eighth and catching, Gabriel Gutierrez. And batting ninth in center field, DJ Jackson. One more break. We'll come back with the first pitch right after this.
The total package. That's what you'll find at the fabulous Capital Grill. The Capital Grill, nationally acclaimed for dry-aged steaks on premises, chops, for seafood, and an award-winning wine list. The Capital Grill is open at Fashion Show Mall for both lunch and dinner. Take in all the energy and excitement of the Las Vegas Strip at the Capital Grill, providing a breathtaking view with a wall of windows directly overlooking the new Wynn Resort. Capital Grill is the ideal place for guests to dine for total convenience, as complimentary valet parking is offered during both lunch and dinner. And the Capital Grill provides private elevator access. Impress your guests at the Capital Grill. They offer 3 private dining rooms, personalized event planning, and professional service. The Capital Grill is the perfect choice for your next business meeting or social gathering. The Capital Grill on the 3rd floor of Fashion Show Mall overlooking the Las Vegas Strip. For reservations, call 932-6631. 932-6631.
Welcome back again, my friends. We're at Cashman Field along with Jerry Royce. Russ Langer with you. Jerry, great to see you once again.
It's going to be a good crowd tonight, fan appreciation night, and see the fans still filing in this ballpark. Good ball game against a couple teams that want to play.
You betcha. And a fireworks show right after the game. And there'll also be some awards given out to various 51s players. So here we go. Scott Erickson winds the first pitch to Chris Prieto. Fastball taken outside, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to count. Chris Prieto with 309 with 3 homers and 45 runs batted in. Leads the team with 25 steals. And the veteran Erickson back, 1-0 pitch, fastball. That's low, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes to Prieto, the former 51, who last night collected 1 hit in 6 at-bats. He had an RBI single in the 6th inning. And the 1-0 pitch, and he takes a strike. It is 1 ball and 1 strike on Chris Prieto. Scott Erickson, 37 years old, young man who lives in Lake Tahoe, not too shabby. Here's the windup and the 2-1 pitch to Prieto. And he runs up the bunt, takes it high. 3-1. Erickson, a 20-game winner in 1991 when he finished second in the Cy Young voting of Roger Clemens. And had some Cy Young votes later in his career while with Baltimore. Good years for them in 96, 97. 3-1 pitch to Prieto. He shows bunt, and he takes a pitch that's very close, but low, ball 4. So that leadoff walk will bring up Alberto Callaspo. Mr. Royce, let's discuss Mr. Erickson.
Scott Erickson, at the time he was having his best seasons, had one of the best power sinkers in the American League. That was back in the days in Minnesota and Baltimore. In fact, he was probably among the league leaders, if not the league leader, in ground balls produced per 9 innings. This is the first time I've seen him pitch this year. I saw him in a spring training game last year with the Mets.
He had time last year with the Mets organization and the Texas Rangers. Pitches low, ball one to Callaspo, the switch hitting DH. Lights are just not taking full effect. The bulbs were just beginning to brighten when the first pitch was thrown. And Callaspo in the batter's box, he's hitting .313 with no homers and 28 runs batted in. Prieto off first. Erickson set. Third baseman Cabrera's in tight. There's a chopper to short. Flores has it. He feeds second for one on the first base on a bounce off the glove of Myro, backed up by the hustling catcher Gutierrez. And Prieto is out. Callaspo safe at first base on a 6-4 fielder's choice. And Prieto was bearing down on Delwin Young, who bounced his throw. Myro couldn't quite dig it out. But you have to give credit to the catcher, Gabriel Gutierrez, racing down the line to prevent that ball from getting closer to the dugout.
Delwin Young heard the footsteps, no doubt about it. When you do and you're waiting for that ball from the shortstop, that split second is an eternity. But Delwin did the best he could, making the turn. His throw was on a bounce, and we got a force play out of it.
So, Callaspo at first the pitch, and that's a strike to Lou Merloni. Here rehabbing. Lou Merloni, former Red Sox player, been around the block quite a while. Playing in last night's game. He had 4 plate appearances before being pulled from the game. He was 0 for 3 with a walk and run scored, and since arriving here, he's hit a .286. That's 4 for 14. The pitch is ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike to Lou Merloni. Jerry Royster is back in the fold. He was gone yesterday to Sacramento to attend his aunt's funeral, but now he's back piloting the 51s. Callaspo at first base with 1 out. Merloni up with a 1 ball, 1 strike count. And Erickson trying to win his 3rd straight game. The 1-1 pitch. There's a ground ball to short. They might get 2 on this. Flores to Young. That's 1. Young to Myro. That's 2. 6-4-3 it goes. And the top of the first inning is over. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. And at the end of half inning of play, Salt Lake nothing. Las Vegas against Chris Buchek coming up.
Camden and Oasis Apartment Homes are proud sponsors of the Las Vegas 51s. Camden and Oasis Apartment Homes are here to provide you with 32 locations in the Las Vegas and Henderson areas. From studios to 3-bedroom, family-sized apartment homes, there's something to fit anyone's needs and everyone's budget. Stop by any Camden and Oasis Apartment Home community, or while you're at the ballpark, check out our ad and play ball. Camden and Oasis Apartment Homes, the only choice in apartments. For more information, call us toll-free at 1-877-7-CAMDEN.
I got something that'll make you feel better.
Fox Sports Radio 1460.
They say that the best kind of advertising is word-of-mouth advertising. And here at New York Hotel and Casino, we couldn't agree more. That's why today we're at the Manhattan Express roller coaster, asking people to describe their experience. Excuse me, sir, what do you think of the ride so far? Anything else? What about you, ma'am? Are you enjoying the ride? Sounds like a yes to me. Is that your husband there? How do you like the ride, sir? Well, there you have it. The people at the Manhattan Express roller coaster at New York. Come and see for yourself what everyone's been talking about. You gotta love this town.
Welcome back again, friends. We're here at Cashman Field along with Jerry Royce. Russ Langer with you. Salt Lake did not score in the top of the first. Scott Erickson had a sinker working well enough to get a couple of ground balls, the second of which resulted in a double play ground ball. And that was it. Chris Buchek on the mound. Buchek been pitching professionally since 2001. He was a first-round pick by the Angels, the 20th overall pick in the 2003 agent draft. He makes his home in Phoenix. Was born in LaPorte, Indiana. He is 6'5", 200 pounds, and he'll be 27 next month. Buchek last year was 11-9 for this Salt Lake club with a 5.12 ERA. Made 28 starts. He was with them all year. He made 4 appearances with the Angels in 03. That was his big league debut, 1 start, and was 0-1 then. And as we talked about on the pregame show about the 2 starts he made with the Angels this year. Buchek went to Auburn University in Alabama. So Buchek out of Auburn University, and now he'll face Jose Flores to start things off in the bottom of the first inning. And Flores climbing in. Team's leading hitter facing Chris Buchek. Was a history of pitching well against the 51s. The pitch is a fast strike on the inside part of the plate, 0-1. Flores at .327. It's the 8th best average in the league. 4 homers and 39 runs batted in. And Buchek Back with the 0-1 pitch. Here he comes. And Flores takes a fastball, maybe a little low, close. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. So Jose Flores, Delwin Young, Brian Myro in the bottom of the first against Chris Buchek. And this will be a 1-1 pitch. Line drive on the right field line, foul, and back out of play. It is 1-2. Jerry, you know a little about Mr. Buchek.
Good fastball, works to both sides of the plate. When he's at his best, he's firm, 89, 90, a little bit of sink. When I seen him pitch his best a couple of years ago, coaching with Iowa, seemed to have some good sink and like to pitch inside a lot with that fastball. Also has a slider and throws an occasional split finger.
Flores lines one that hits right near the 51's bullpen. And hope everybody's okay down there. Ball rolls down into the right field corner where young lefty reliever Orlando Rodriguez will go over to get it. Apparently everybody's okay down there. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Flores, who's been late on the last couple of pitches. Now the 1-2 pitch, and he hits a high foul to the right. Flores providing the fans on the right side with a number of souvenirs nearly going here. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Chris Buchek, this year against the 51, faced him on July 24th. That was in Salt Lake. Did not get a decision, but certainly pitched well enough to win. 6 innings, 3 runs. There's a pop-up into shallow left. Wood, the shortstop, going out. Gorneau calls him off, coming in from left. Drops the ball as he falls to the ground. Out of it a second is Flores. The throw, he slides, he's in there. A little pop fly in the shallow left field. Wood went out. Gorneau called him off coming in, and as Gorneau fell forward lunging for the ball, it came out of his mitt, and Flores has himself a bloop double to shallow left field.
He tried to catch that ball with his glove up as opposed to the glove being down. If he doesn't like catch it with the ball with the glove being down, he has a chance to snare that ball, but instead it cut off his glove, and Flores, hustling all the way, is able to scoot in second uncontested.
So he's at second now. 51's have a quick hit. And here's Delwin Young, who will try to move Flores over. Fastball, he does. There's a ground ball to second base. Right there is Speck. He throws out Young, but Young, one of those constructive outs, moving Flores over to third base. 1 gone. Delwin Young opens the game at 3:45. And that ground out brings up Brian Myro. Defensively, Salt Lake looking like this. Ryan Buddy at first, Brian Speck at second. The shortstop, Brandon Wood, Lou Merloni at third, Nick Gorneau in left. Chris Prieto in center, Luke Allen in right. And Jeff Mathis catching for Chris Buchek. 2/3 of the Salt Lake outfield made up of ex-51s. Prieto in center, Allen in right. And here's Myro having a very, very solid year. Team leader in RBIs, Waits. Flores off third. The pitch is a strike on the inside corner, about knee high. 0-1. Brian Myro at 282. 22 home runs. A team high 72 RBIs. He's tied with Norihiro Nakamura for the home run lead. Flores down the line from third. Buchek set the 0-1 pitch. Myro takes a fastball, call strike. High in the inside corner. It's 0-2. Myro yesterday had a triple in 4 at-bats. A 6th-inning triple off Kelvin Escobar. 0-2 to count. Flores off third. Buchek collects the side from Mathis. Tall righty set to go. 0-2 pitch. Fastball foul back out of play. It remains 0-2. Buchek did not face the 51s early in the season. The teams played 2 series in April. 1 in Salt Lake and 1 here. But last year he beat them a couple of times. Had a couple of excellent outings against the 51s. 0-2. Here's the look now. Myro waits in a strike 2 pitch. That one bounces, blocked by Mathis. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Mentioned what Buchek did in his 2 starts with the Angels. He also made 3 appearances with them. 3 relief appearances in addition to the 2 starts. 0-1 with a 3.38 ERA. And he's hoping to get called back up. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count to Myro. Flores off third, 1 out. Bottom of the first, no score. Buchek ready to go. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Myro takes it on the outside corner, right about knee high. Strike 3 call. Myro looks up at the sky, turns, and heads back to the dugout. First strikeout for Buchek, and he needed that one. 2 down.
Yes, he did. Runner on third. The infield was playing back, conceding the run on a ground ball. But Buchek, 2 fastballs inside for called strikes, then delivers the splitter. It's in the dirt, so he showed him another pitch. Then he finishes him off with a fastball on the outside part of the plate.
Jason Grabowski cleaning up, stepping in now, the DH. Flores off third, the pitch from Buchek. Fastball, that's at the knees for a strike. 0-1. Grabowski at 320 in 50 games. 6 homers and 33 runs batted in. And he had a double and 3 official at-bats yesterday, plus a walk. 0-1 the count. So look now. And the 0-1. That sinks in low. 1 ball and a strike to Big Jason out of the University of Connecticut. Buchek has a chance to pick up his left fielder right now if he can get Grabowski out. And Strayan Flores, 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Buchek checks Mathis. Now from the stretch position, the 1-1 pitch coming. That fastball moves him off the plate inside, ball 2.
Good action tonight so far with Buchek. Good fastball that cuts a little bit into the left hand of his, and he's also able to tail it. So working both sides of the plate early on, establishing his fastball.
Here's a 2-1 to Grabowski. And that one sinks a little low. 3 balls and 1 strike. Jeff Mathis, the all-star catcher, trying to frame that one a little bit. Casey Moser calling balls and strikes. Cameron Keller, the first base up. Third base up is A.J. Wendell, who was behind the plate yesterday. 3 balls and a strike to count to Grabowski. Buchek all set to go. 3-1 pitch, and it swung on and tipped into the mitt of Mathis. 3-2. Good hard fastball right there.
He added a little bit of an open that 3-1 pitch, knowing Grabowski, a good fastball hitter, in a fastball count, is going to be looking for a fastball. Only got one, but a little extra juice on it. Got it past him, so we'll go 3-2.
So with 2 outs, Grabowski waits. And Buchek collects Mathis' sign again. Flores off third base. The outfield pretty deep. Here's the 3-2. And Grabowski takes it just outside, close, ball 4. That walk puts runners at the corner, 2 outs, and brings up Cody Ross. Tony Roma's scoreboard. This being Saturday, we have a number of games already in the books and a lot of others. The big story in baseball today, Chris Carpenter becomes the Major League's first 20-game winner for the St. Louis Cardinals. Roger Clemens had to leave his start early. We'll get into more of that later on. And we have all of the scores coming up in a little bit. Bottom of the first, no score right here as Cody Ross digs in. Ross 0 for 4 yesterday. He's at 259 with 20 homers, 58 runs batted in. Flores at third, Grabowski at first. Here's the pitch. Fastball, good pitch on the outside corner, strike 1 call. 1 strike. Buchek's most recent outing, he had a no decision against Colorado Springs, did not pitch terribly well. 5 2/3. He allowed 6 runs earned on 5 hits and 5 walks, 4 strikeouts. Fastball just inside, close. It is 1-1. Mario Duncan coaching at third base. He was managing in yesterday's game with Jerry Royster gone, but now he's back in the box there as a hitting coach. And for the moment, Shin Feng Chen coaching at first. Norihiro Nakamura missed yesterday with a sore knee, but apparently he's okay to play. The pitch, Ross swings and misses at the fastball. He's seen 3 fastballs. The count is 1-2. Good time for breaking pitch or no?
He's had great success with fastball, using it to both sides of the plate. He's got movement to opposite sides of the plate. So you stay with that fastball if you can locate.
1-2. Flores off third. Grabowski away from first, held on by Buddy. And the pitch. Oh, there is a fastball. Swung on a missed strike 3. That's why Jerry Royce won a couple of 100 games in the big leagues, folks. Meanwhile, that strikeout ends the inning, and the 5th ones are finished. No runs, a hit, as the leadoff double goes by the wayside. 2 men left, no errors, and at the end of 1, there is no score.
Hi, friends. If you're in the market for a General Motors vehicle, there's only one place to shop in Las Vegas. That's Bill Hurd Chevrolet. They are the world's largest Chevy retailer, and they feature an excellent body shop and parts and service as well. I have a vintage Chevy sitting in my garage right now, and I don't take it to anyone but Bill Hurd Chevrolet. They're at 444 South Decatur at Alta. Telephone 870-9444. Bill Hurd Chevrolet. Visit their website, www.billhurdvegas.com.
Hey, Steve from the Wise Guys. Listen to us weekdays from noon to 2 on Fox Sports Radio 1460.
A few thoughts about monopolies, cash cows, and low-cost leads. For years, the phone companies had a virtual monopoly over Yellow Pages advertising. This has allowed them to impose steep annual rate increases. Over time, their directory business has become a nice, fat cash cow. But at Yellow Book, we think we have a better way. For example, across the country, a full-page ad in Yellow Book Yellow Pages is generally about half the cost of the same size ad in a phone company directory. At Yellow Book, all we do is publish great directories, so we're able to keep our costs down and produce low-cost leads to power your business, which has helped create many thousands of success stories for small businesses just like yours. After all, we wouldn't be in 43 states with a circulation of 82 million if we weren't producing quality low-cost leads. So why keep getting milked by the phone company? Call us at 1-800-YD-YELLOW. Yellow Book, not the other book.
Welcome back again, my friends, at the end of 1-0 score, along with Jerry Royce. Russell Langer with you, the final night game of 2005. There are to be 2 more games. Noon game tomorrow, noon game Labor Day Monday. That's it. And that's it for 05. The windup by Erickson, the pitch to Nick Gorneau. He hits a ground ball inside, fair down the line, headed for the corner. Theodore over to chase it. On his way to second is Gorneau, and he'll be in standing with the double as Theodore now gets it back in. So Nick Gorneau having a very fine season. He has a chance to hit 300. He was hitting 291 before that at bat, so he'll be going up at least a point or two now. And that is his 25th double. He's got 26 homers, and he also has 107 RBIs, which only leads the league. That's the first hit off Erickson, and it brings up Mathis.
Erickson got him to do what he wanted, and that is hit a ground ball. But you can't guide it once the hitter hits it. That was between the third baseman and the bag, rolling into the corner. And the Stingers threaten here in the second.
Here's Jeff Mathis. He shows bunt and takes a sinker low. Ball 1. Mathis, postseason all-star team, PCL. That was voted on by players, by the managers and coaches and media representatives around the league. Mathis at 278, 19 homers and 68 RBIs. Pitches inside 2-0. No other catcher in the league came close to that home run total. 2 balls and no strikes to Jeff Mathis. You were making a point before, Jerry, about Scott Erickson and about, when a guy gets to a certain age, that the power sinker doesn't quite have the same sort of action to it. And you were talking about when you got to be a little bit later on in your career, the 2-0 pitches outside 3-0. And let's go over that some.
Well, I had arm surgery, 2 different arm surgeries. One, the latest one was in '86, and that was to clean the bone spur off the elbow. And after that, I really couldn't generate the arm speed that I needed to throw that cutter and dominate.
Pitches low, ball 4. Mathis walks, and that walk will put 2 on with nobody out and bring up right fielder Luke Allen.
So as a result, I had to learn to pitch to the other side of the plate, and it was kind of like on-the-job training. I got released from the Dodgers, Reds, and wasn't even asked back by the Angels back in '87 while I was recovering, though. It did take a little over a year, and it came back in '88 and won 13 games with the Sox, but I was an entirely different kind of pitcher. And I look at what has happened to Scott Erickson, 2000 and 2003. He didn't pitch because of injuries.
Luke Allen swings and misses at the fastball, 0-1. Luke at 287, 22 homers, 89 runs batted in.
And when you have a couple of different surgeries, it does take a while for that power sinker, the meat and potatoes of what you use in a ball game, come back. Now with Scott, occasionally you see it, but it's not there as often as we saw it 10, 15 years ago.
There's a pitch slice foul off to the left back into the seats. 0-2 on Allen, who was 2 for 5 last night with a single and a triple and 2 RBI.
What happens? Your body tricks you. Occasionally you throw a couple of sinkers. If you're Scott, you go, now that's a little better. Now I'm getting back on the right track. But then it leaves as quickly as it came.
0-2. And the pitch way outside off the glove of Gutierrez. The runner's advancing. Gutierrez throw to third base. Not in time. And so Gorneau takes third. Mathis goes to second base. What happened there clearly, Gutierrez was setting up on the inside, and the pitch was high and outside, and Gutierrez reached for it, and it went off his mitt. And so we'll wait for ruling. It is a wild pitch charge, Erickson. Runners now at second and third with nobody out, and the count to Allen is 1-2.
51 playing back on the infield. They're going to concede a run for an out.
The pitch, breaking ball popped up, and it's behind the plate foul, and Gutierrez off of the mask, but he doesn't have a chance to get this one. Right in front of the press box it lands. So in the red shirt hands it to the guy in the blue shirt. There you go. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Allen with that wide open stance from the left side waiting. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Erickson. Ball ripped foul outside first, and he came in on that time, and Allen pulled it foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Gorneau returns to third. Mathis to second base. So you have Erickson, who's been around a long time. You have Gutierrez. And Gutierrez was in all of about second grade when Erickson reached the big league. So, very interesting battery here. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Allen. Slow breaking ball, swung on and missed strike 3. Oh, my. Well, After the wild pitch, Erickson knew he didn't have a chance for a ground ball double play, really. So he strikes out Allen instead. 1 out.
To save a pitch in situation for a strikeout, just like we saw. Erickson delivered a couple of fastballs, then a slider, then he took something off a slow curveball and got his strikeout. So those runners at second and third are still there with 1 out. The infield still playing back.
And here's Brandon Wood. Fastball, a swing and a miss, 0-1. This is another interesting matchup. Brandon Wood was at Class A Rancho Cucamonga all year. And he just put himself all over the map with 43 home runs. This is his second AAA game. 0-1 pitch is inside, 1-1. In his debut yesterday, he was rather quiet. He was 0 for 5 with 3 strikeouts. He reached on a fielder's choice and scored a run. 1 ball and 1 strike. Gorno at third. Mathis at second, 1 out. And Erickson's pitch. Chopper foul outside third base over the head of Salt Lake manager Dino Ebel. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Brandon Wood. Wood makes his home in Scottsdale. He hit 11 home runs at Cedar Rapids last year in the Midwest League. So, I mean, he really came out of nowhere this year to hit 43. There's the 1-2 stretch. And the pitch. Good. Slider swung on and foul tipped at the plate, according to Casey Moser. So Wood barely got a piece of that one. Otherwise, that would have been a big strikeout for Erickson right there. Now, here comes Jerry Royster. He's going to ask Casey Moser about the call, believing that, or at least they're going to appeal the idea that perhaps he did not tip it. And Royster is discussing the call right outside the left-handed batter's box.
There was not an indication that was a foul tip, especially early. A lot of times the home plate umpire will put his hands together and indicate to everybody that it's a foul tip and do so early.
Conversation continues. The two men walk up the first baseline together. In a moment, Royster will peel off toward the dugout as he is right now. And so now he wants help from the first base umpire, Cameron Keller, as Casey Moser. The two men are going to discuss it right now. And they're talking between the mound and first base. And we'll get a verdict here in a moment. Now the conversation is over. And apparently the ruling is going to stay a foul tip. That's what it appears to be at this point. Although now Keller is talking with Erickson behind the mound. And Moser's back talking to Royster up the first baseline. There's a breaking ball down, and Wood took a big swing at it, and the ball ended up loose in front of home plate, and Moser threw his hands up in the air to indicate, all right, foul ball, but we'll see now. Royster continuing to talk. And in the meantime, the count for the moment remains 1 ball and 2 strikes with no score here in the top of the second. Now Royster finishes the conversation. And Brandon Wood will see at least one more pitch in this at-bat. So it will stay 1-2. Okay. Gorno walks down the line from third. Mathis off second base with 1 gone. And Erickson is all set. Here's a 1 ball, 2 strike pitch. Breaking ball, low, same pitch he just threw. This time he laid off at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Wood made the adjustment after seeing 1 breaking ball. Got a chance to see another this time. He stays back on it, so count goes 2-2. We'll see what Erickson does this time. Another situation where you need a strikeout.
2-2. Erickson stares into Gutierrez. Now he's set. And the pitch. A high foul off to the right. It was a fastball, and that ball will drift back into the seats. 2 balls and 2 strikes. It remains to Brandon Wood.
2 breaking balls that were low. He comes in with a fastball up and in right about eye high just to change the eye level of the hitter.
And Wood straight up stands from the right side, holding the bat way over the right shoulder. Erickson is all set. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball swung on and missed, strike 3. There's no dispute about that one. There are 2 more pitches to dispatch him on the same pitch that he foul tipped a couple of pitches ago. So big strikeout for Erickson, and an opportunity now. He's not out of the proverbial woods yet, but it was second and third, nobody out. He has since struck out Luke Allen and Brandon Wood. Now he faces the number 8 hitter, the right-handed hitting first baseman Ryan Budde. The pitch. Slider just low, maybe. Good-looking pitch. Ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Budde, B-U-D-D-E, hitting .224, 5 homers and 22 runs batted in. He had a 1-for-4 night yesterday with a walk and a run scored. Second and third, 2 outs, 1-0 pitch. And that fastball bores in there at the knees for a strike on the inside. It is a ball and a strike to Ryan Budde. Buddy from Midwest City, Oklahoma. Split time last year between Salt Lake and Class A Rancho Cucamonga. 1-1. Erickson comes back, and there's a ground ball to the left side. It's in the left field for a base hit. Gorno scores. Here comes Mathis. The throw home by Theodoro is not in time. It is a 2-run single by Ryan Buddy, and Salt Lake leads it 2-0 in the top of the second. Looked like a sinker ball, and he hit the ground ball, but as you said, Jerry, once they hit it, you can't guide it.
No, you can't. This one between short and third rolls in the left field. Not hit hard, but plays perfectly. Theodoro charged, but he couldn't catch the speedy runner. Mathis not that speedy, but speedy enough to come around and score the second run of the inning. So a big 2-out hit by Ryan Buddy.
Ryan Specht is up now, and he fouls it back, strike one. Erickson came close to getting out of the inning, striking out two good hitters, Luke Allen and Brandon Wood, all a fanfare after the huge year at A-ball. And then Buddy hitting barely 220. Rolls one between Flores and Cabrera in the left field. And it's a 2-0 Salt Lake lead. Specht hitting .304. He hits a line drive to the second baseman Young on the fringe of the outfield grass, makes the catch. That's the inning. But Salt Lake collects 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and they leave one at the end of 1.5. Salt Lake 2, Las Vegas nothing.
Hey, you know what's cool? Strutting into a downtown Las Vegas classic like you own the place. Hitting the casino for some gambling like it used to be. At the blackjack tables, on the slot machines, in the sports book, and in the poker room. Having a meal that make the chefs at some of the new frou-frou joints on the Strip question their own culinary credentials. Or hanging with your friends before catching the headliner in the showroom. And the whole time, getting treated with the kind of service that snatched the AAA 4-Diamond Award for 28 consecutive years. You locals know what I'm talking about. Golden Nugget Las Vegas. It's been the jewel of downtown since 1946, and yeah, that's cool. Golden Nugget Las Vegas. That's downtown Las Vegas. Come in, and like the boys with the 51s know, you better come to play. Get more at goldennugget.com.
Hey, this is the Sports Take from the Wise Guys. Catch us every weekday noon to 2 on Fox Sports Radio 1460.
There is no doubt that Vista Chevrolet offers the hottest prices under the sun. Clear and simple. That's right. Vista Chevrolet, home of Mr. Goodwrench, features the best in sales, service, and Chevrolet parts. Conveniently located at US 95, exit 90B at Ann Road. Vista Chevrolet is open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Call them at 967-5686 or visit their website at www.vistachevy.com. Vista Chevrolet.
Welcome back again. Bottom of the second, along with Jerry Royce. Russ Langer with you. 2-0 Salt Lake to the bottom of the second, and Chris Buchek dealing with Nick Theodoro, Mike Cabrera, and then Gabriel Gutierrez. Okay, well, let's have our first edition of the Tony Roma's scoreboard for the evening. Tony Roma's, by the way, a great place for ribs, steaks, and seafood. Head on over to any of the 3 Las Vegas Tony Roma's locations before or after every 51's game. Let's take a gander at the National League first. In Phoenix, Giants in Arizona just underway. No score, bottom of the first. Noah Lowry pitching to the Giants in that game at Bank One Ballpark. Here's the wind of the pitch to Nick Theodoro from Chris Buchek. And a fastball to strike 1-1. Theodoro at 249, a homer and 22 RBIs. Rockies lead the Dodgers 6-1 in Coors. In the bottom of the 6th inning now. Elmer descends on a relief for L.A. Here's the pitch. Liner to left center field by Theodoro. In there for a base hit. Going over to cut it off. Play it back in. Theodoro has the second Las Vegas base hit. And the batter's going to be Mike Cabrera. Colorado has home runs by, well, a guy who happens to be a pretty good friend of Nick Theodoro's. They were teammates at UCLA. Garrett Atkins has his 11th. Brad Hoff has hit his 9th. Bottom of the second, Washington 2, Philadelphia 1. Pat Burrell has 28 home runs for the Phillies. And at the end of 2, Milwaukee leads the Padres at Miller Park 1-0. St. Louis beat Houston 4-2. Chris Carpenter is now 20-4. He beat Russ Springer in relief. Lance Berkman hit his 15th home run. Cabrera hits a high chopper up the middle, and it's knocked down, but a second baseman picked up by the shortstop Wood, who steps on the bag and throws to first for one of the stranger 4-6-3 double plays that you will see. Wow. Looked like the ball was going to go up the middle. Then it looked like Specht was going to get it cleanly. Then it looked like they were going to get anybody out. Then maybe just a force play, and they get a double play.
Specht went after that ball with the full intention of catching it and flipping it with his glove to the shortstop, Wood. But instead, he rolled it to him. Wood, with wherewithal, was able to pick that ball up and continue in one motion to field it, step on the bag, and fire on the first for a double play. Unconventional, yes. Timely, very much.
And the catcher, Gabriel Gutierrez, takes a called strike. 0-1, Gutierrez made his AAA debut yesterday and was 1 for 3 with a single off Kelvin Escobar. 2-0 Salt Lake, 2 outs, bottom of the second, and the pitch. Fastball line to right, base hit. So Gabriel Gutierrez, who showed a good arm yesterday from behind the plate, making some strong throws to second base, punches a single to right. That's the third hit for the 51s and brings up the rookie center fielder DJ Jackson.
Gutierrez just went up there swinging, got a fastball to his liking, was able to lace it in the right field for a 2-out single.
In Atlanta, the Braves beat the Reds 9-3. Jorge Sosa, his 10th win over Luke Hudson. That's another home run by Jeff Francoeur. Wow. Guy was in the low minors last year. He's got 12 homers now. Florida beat the Mets 5-4. Colon, the ex-Las Vegas Star, got the win. Fastball is a strike to Jackson, hitting .214 with a home run that he hit last night off Kelvin Escobar. Padilla that took the loss. Todd Jones, another save for the Marlins. He's got 34 now. Cliff Floyd, his 28th home run for the Mets. Carlos Delgado hit number 27 for the Marlins. Here's the 0-1 to DJ Jackson. Right-handed hitting outfielder. The pitch. Breaking ball in low. 1 ball and 1 strike is the count. In the American League, the late game, Seattle and the Angels, nothing yet on that. It'll be Ryan Franklin against Jared Washburn. Washburn hoping to keep the Angels at the top of the standings in that American League West race. Baltimore-Boston, no score in the bottom of the second. Here's the 1-1 to Jackson. A high chopper back toward the mound. Off the mound, a glove at his boot check. He throws to first base and gets Jackson by a step. And that concludes the inning. We'll have more scores a little bit later on. 51s are finished in their half of the second with no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. And at the end of 2, Salt Lake 2, 51-0.
As temperatures rise, so do your chances for car trouble. Help meet the demands of summer driving by taking your General Motors vehicle to an expert, Cadillac of Las Vegas. Let Cadillac of Las Vegas give your car a seasonal checkup to make sure it's ready for virtually anything summer can dish out. Cadillac of Las Vegas is your GM Goodwrench Service Center, featuring GM-certified technicians, advanced diagnostic equipment, and genuine GM parts. So stop by your GM Goodwrench Service Center, Cadillac of Las Vegas at 2711 East Sahara in Las Vegas, and keep yourself and your car cool this summer.
JP the Brick, weeknights at 7 on Fox Sports Radio 1460.
Because the end of the day is just the beginning of the night. Bright, crisp, clean, pure. This is Budweiser. This is beer. Budweiser beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Do you play golf? Would you like to play 3 different courses all in one beautiful location and still have money left over to play again the next day? Then Golf Summerlin is the place for you. Come play Highland Falls, Palm Valley, and Eagle Crest. All 3 courses will keep you coming back for more. Golf Summerlin is also a great choice for your next tournament or group outing. For more information, call 254-7010. That's 254-7010. Golf Summerlin. 3 great courses, all open to the public, all very affordable.
Welcome back again, friends. We're here at Cashman Field. At the end of 2 innings of play, Salt Lake leads it by a score of 2-0. Let's finish up the scores on the Tony Roma scoreboard. Russ Langer here along with Jerry Royce tonight. Final scores now. What a game in Minnesota. Cleveland and the Twins went around and around, and the Twins beat the Indians with a run in the bottom of the 9th inning. The Minnesota Twins out-hit the Indians 12-3, and then they managed to win the game 3-2. Joe Nathan got the winner relief over Howery. Travis Hafner, his 23rd home run for the Indians. In Kansas City, Texas beat the Royals 5-3. Dominguez over Carrasco, DeLucci, and Adrian Gonzalez with home runs for Texas at Kansas City. The White Sox at home beat Detroit 6-2. Mark Burley got his 15th win. And he beat Nate Robertson. Polanco and Monroe homer for Detroit. Jermaine Dye and Aaron Rowan for the White Sox. Pitches ball 1 to Prieto, who was showing bunt and took the sinker low. He walked and was forced out in the first. And he takes one low and inside. Left-handed hitting Prieto with a 2-0 count. Third baseman Cabrera in tight in case of a bunt. Tampa Bay won with 2 in the 9th inning at Toronto, 3-2. Seth McClung got the win over Batista. Dennis Baez, his 32nd save. Pitches low and inside, 3-0. on the speedy Prieto. Travis Lee homered for Tampa Bay, his 11th. And the Yankees won big at Oakland, 7-0. Here's the 3-0. There's a strike to Prieto, 3-1. Aaron Small, what a pickup he's been. Talk about a super sub. This guy's done the job big time in no small way. He beat Kirk Saarloos. Giambi got his 26th home run. There's a ball driven into the right field corner. That's extra bases. Ross over to pick it up, and Prieto, who runs well, is in the second base with a double, leading things off in the third. And that is the third hit off of Erickson, and for the second consecutive inning, the Stingers lead the inning off with a double.
Prieto was able to work the count his way, got a pitch that he liked. Not much of a pull hitter as he likes to spray that ball, mainly tries to hit that ball to the left side. Bunts if he has to, but occasionally when you get the count your way and a pitch in your zone where you like it, you just give it a pretty good swing, and that's exactly what he did to lead off things here in the third.
Here's Callaspo, hit into a force play, his first time up. The pitch. That one is in for a strike at the knees. 0-1 to Alberto Callaspo. Young man from Maracay, Venezuela. 284 hitter at AA last year. And one of a number of good middle infield prospects the Angels have, Callaspo. They have Maiceres Torres, Cesar's brother, who's hurt now, but in the big leagues. And they have Willie Ibar's brother, Eric Ibar. Here's the pitch, a drag bunt attempt, and he leaves it in front of the plate, picked up by Erickson, who fires to Myro at first base in time. Prieto heads to third base, and Callaspo is out on the drag bunt sacrifice. That goes 1-3 in the batter, Lou Merloni.
Callaspo tried to drag that ball past the pitcher toward the second baseman, but didn't get enough of the bat on the ball, and Erickson was able to come in and field that ball, but he had to hurry himself because Callaspo gets down that first base line pretty well.
The infield is in for the 51s. Here's Merloni. Breaking the line in the center. That's a base hit. Over to cut it off is Jackson. Then the score is Prieto. Jackson gets it back in, and it's now a 3-0 Salt Lake lead in the top of the third inning, where Merloni was all over that pitch.
Merloni, first pitch swinging, got a breaking ball. It was up just a little bit. He drills it in the left center and drives in the third run of this ball game for Salt Lake.
And so Nick Gurneau, who's got a lot of power, is up now. He doubled and scored it, grounding one inside third base in the second. Eventually scored in the two-out single by Ryan Buddy. There's a ground ball to short, backhanded by Flores. He goes to second. Off the bag is Young, so that he's safe there. Throw to first is too late. The Flores throw is to Young's right, and he had to reach backhand to get it, and he came off the bag to catch it, which meant Merloni was safe. And the throw to first base was simply too late to get Gurneau. So it is a fielder's choice E6. Looked like a double play, then it looked like they'd get one, and they didn't get anyone.
There wasn't much Delway could do with that throw. The only way he's able to catch it is to come off the base, which is exactly what he did. But by the time he got back to that bag, the runner had already tagged and was in there safely.
Here's Mathis. He's walked and scored. He takes the pitch, low ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. Mathis waiting now. 2 on, 1 out to pitch. And that dips inside, knocked down by Gutierrez. We'll get some PCL scores going here in a little bit. So Mathis waiting. Erickson check signs with Gutierrez. Merloni is second. Gurneau at first. There's a chopper foul to the far end of the dugout. And it's a strike on Mathis now. Scott Erickson had a good spring with the Dodgers and broke camp with them. And they were hoping he would fill that the number 5 slot in the rotation, which has been a bit of a black hole for them throughout much of the year. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Mathis. Breaking ball driven high and deep to left. Theodore going way back for this ball, and that one is gone. Jeff Mathis hits it over the left field fence for a 3-run home run, and the Salt Lake Stingers now lead by a score of 6-0 in the top of the third inning.
Merloni hit a breaking ball. It was on the first pitch. Mathis got a breaking ball. He read it pretty well. And he's able to drive that ball over the Cox Communications side. Pretty good jolt. But it's a 3-run homer. 4 runs are in on the inning. Salt Lake leads by a score of 6-0.
20 home runs for Mathis now. And he now has 71 runs batted in. Luke Allen swings and misses at a high fastball. Strike one. Allen struck out his first time up. So in the inning, a double, a sacrifice bunt, a single. The double play that might have been but wasn't, and then Mathis a 3-run home run. The 0-1 pitch and a fly ball to center field. Jackson backing up on this ball, reaches up and makes a one-handed catch, and they're 2 down. And the batter, Brandon Wood. Jerry Royster has talked throughout the season about the importance of simply making the plays. And
it's not always the case, and sometimes it's tough because there's a lot of pressure on infielders when pitchers are falling behind in the count or base hits or happen during the course of the inning.
Wood takes outside ball 1.
But that's part of being a professional. You got to be ready, and when that ball comes to you, you got to be able to make that play.
Here's the 1-0 to Brandon Wood. And there's a strike. The sinker got in there, 1-1. And of course, the 51s really don't have a power pitcher on the staff. So they have a series of pitchers. Here's the 1-1 to Wood. Fastball's inside 2-1. Who rely greatly on the defense. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Wood. Slow curve. Swung on and missed. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And in most staffs, of course, you have a certain number of finesse pitchers, but a lot of times you'll have a certain number of power guys. But it really hasn't been the case with this team. And so, defense, which is always important, is even more important in this case. Pitch is fouled away, 2-2.
And especially if you have a lot of guys who are ground ball type pitchers. You get guys who are ground ball pitchers, you're going to be a lot of ground balls, a lot of action happening on the infield.
2-2 pitch. That sinks in low, 3-2.
Of course, fly ball pitchers are going to suffer a little bit here. They're going to have to learn how to pitch and pitch differently. Pitch inside a lot more.
And the payoff to Brandon Wood. Breaking ball fouled right behind the catcher, Gutierrez. It sits between Gutierrez and the plate on Casey Moser. It stays 3-2 on Brandon Wood. That's the same pitch that Wood struck out on in the second. Big breaking ball down. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Erickson rocks, and the payoff is on its way. There's a sinker chopped on the third baseline, and that is a foul ball, and Cabrera was charging it, but he lets it go. Ball rolls near the Salt Lake bullpen. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Brandon Wood. So it's 6-0 Salt Lake. They got 2 in the second. And they've answered now with 4 more in the third. 3-2 to count. Erickson again ready. 3-2 pitch. Breaking ball hammered to deep left, hooking foul. And that's in the corner out of play. He hung a breaking ball that time and got away with 1.
You know, that's 3 sliders that he's thrown this inning that have been hit pretty hard. Maloney got a base hit on a slider. Mathis hit a home run on a slider. And this time Wood, who's had trouble with breaking balls, gets a pretty good swing at a slider. I wonder what they're seeing that we're not.
3-2. There's a fastball driven to center, but Jackson moves to his right and backhands it. Jackson a little late to react to it, but once he got in the gear, he was able to flag it. And that line drive ends the inning. But it's a 4-run inning for Salt Lake on 3 hits, 1 error, and nobody left. And at the end of 2.5 innings of play, the score, it is Salt Lake 6 and the 51s nothing.
Hey, 51 fans, stop by Sure Tire for the Goodyear Blimp birthday celebration. The Goodyear Blimp. For 80 years, it's been a name everyone looks up to. Hurry in before August 7th and score big on a large variety of Goodyear tires. If you're looking for traction in any weather, choose the Goodyear Assurance featuring triple tread technology. For your performance car needs, choose Eagle GTHR, Eagle LS, or Eagle RSA tires. And for truck and SUV owners, check out the new Wrangler and Forterra featuring Silent Armor technology. In addition to great savings, get up to an $80 rebate on your next purchase of tires or service made on your Goodyear card before August 27th. But at Sure Tire, we do more than just tires. We also take care of your automotive service needs, such as brakes, oil changes, alignments, and more. All at competitive prices. In fact, stop by right now and get an oil, lube, and filter service for just $12.95. It's a deal you just can't beat. So check out Sure Tire for great savings on tires and service. Hurry, the Goodyear birthday celebration ends August 27th. Call 1-800-GOODYEAR for complete details and a local Sure Tire retailer nearest you.
It's Papa Joe. Join me weekdays at 4 right here on Fox Sports Radio 1460. I've never seen a lineup quite like this one. The kitchen is loaded. The placemats are set. The bowls are on the table. He sees his granola crunch. He grabs the door. He swings. It's Anderson Dairy Milk all the way. Nothing makes breakfast taste better than milk. Over cereal with eggs, toast, and jam, or add some chocolate and shake things up. Here's our pitch. Milk. It's a real team player. From Anderson Dairy, the dairy expert.
Welcome back again, friends. We're here at Cashman Field along with Jerry Royce. Russ Langer with you. A 6-0 lead for the Stingers. Stingers trying to keep their thin playoff hopes alive. And speaking of that, an unusual year. Only 3 games left in the season, counting tonight. And yet in 3 of the 4 Pacific Coast League divisions, races are still alive. The only race that's been decided, the PCL Pacific South, where the Sacramento River Cats have used up their annual dosage of champagne. But in the Pacific North, Salt Lake leads the Stingers by 2 coming in tonight. Magic number is 1. Here's Flores, who doubled his first time up. And it's outside ball 1 from Buchek, who now has a 6-run cushion upon which to lean. Nashville leads Omaha by 1. Nashville has beaten Round Rock 5-4. And let's see what Omaha's up to. Omaha's in a 2-2 tie with Oklahoma in the 8th inning. Ground ball to deep, short. Wood to his right, picks it up and can't get a grip on it. And so Flores is safe at first base. And the batter's going to be Delwyn Young.
Wood did a nice job of cutting that ball off between short and third. Wood had to take a strong off-balance throw in order to retire Flores. But when he couldn't get a grip on the ball, he wisely held it. It's an infield single for Flores, his second hit this evening.
Well, Flores will be over 330 now for this 2 for 2. And the batter's Young, who grounded out to second his first time up. The stretch by Buchek. And the pitch. Fastball sinks in low, ball 1. 1 ball to no strikes. Memphis beat Albuquerque 6-4. Albuquerque had been blazing hot. They had their 7-game win streak broken yesterday, so they lost back-to-back games. They were half a game back of Oklahoma starting tonight. Here's the 1-0. High foul off to the left. That's back out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. So that means that if Oklahoma beats Omaha, there'll be a game and a half with 2 to play. I mean, all kinds of close races right down to the wire. It's rare that with 72 hours left, you got 3 races out of 4 still ticking. 1 ball and 1 strike. Flores off first base. And Buchek comes set and the pitch. That's up and away. Ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. We're chatting between innings about the way the Salt Lake hitters have been picking up, or seemingly picking up, some of Scott Erickson's pitchers. The slider in particular. Here's the look now by Buchek. And the pitch. Fastball a little low. 3-1. I want to just generally, I know we can't tell from up here exactly what they might be seeing, but generally, Jerry, a number of different ways that sometimes pitchers can tip off pitches, whether it's the angle of their hand in the glove or the way the index finger is sticking out of the glove, or here's the 2-1 pitch. And the fastball is swung on him as 2-2.
Or sometimes the guy will have a different facial expression as he's gripping the ball in his glove. Other times he'll fan his glove a little bit. He'll widen the fingers a little bit as it comes in. And when you have a veteran ball club, particularly guys who have been around a while, spent some time in the big leagues, they learn how to read these things.
Flores goes. The 2-2 pitch foul straight back. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sometimes the guy will come set a little higher.
Or a little lower, a little further out.
With certain pitches.
Sure, or he'll be a little more closed, a little more open. And somebody will pick it up. Somebody will go up to the plate and say, you know what I saw? And then let everybody on the bench know it. And you just wonder, when they get 3 pretty good rips at a slider, the sliders are pretty good pitches.
Flores goes. 2-2 pitch lined on the left field line, slicing foul near the Salt Lake bullpen. And into the corner it goes, and Nick Gorno will run it down. 6-0 Salt Lake here in the bottom of the third. 2-2 to count to Delwyn Young.
That's when it helps when you have a veteran catcher with you. Somebody, you can ask them a question about where were those pitches. If the location is bad against a pretty good hitting ball club, and Salt Lake is a veteran ball club that hits the ball and hits it hard, yeah, you can consider that. But if you have a team that you've never faced before and they're picking up your slider the second time through the order, they're seeing something.
3-2 pitch, he goes. The pitch is foul back. And Flores is getting his wind sprints in out there. He'll go back to first base again. 3 balls and 2 strikes is the proper count to Delwyn Young at this point, with Brian Myro waiting his turn on deck. Sometimes if you have a guy who's really good at picking that stuff up with the other team, you have him watch your own guys. 3-2 stretch. And Flores will go back to the bag as Buchek pays him a visit.
Their guys are really masters at picking it up while they're sitting on the bench. Other guys can only do it when they're up there at the plate, because sometimes you can't see it. When you see them straight on, you can read their eyes, you read their face.
Flores goes 3-2 pitch fouled away again off to the left out of play. Still 3-2. That one goes up on the grassy berm, and a bunch of kids going chasing for that ball, sliding down the grassy slope to get it. Next time a foul ball goes into an area where there's a bunch of kids, I always wonder what that last kid is thinking after 42 other kids have gone for it. There's no chance to get the ball. Just being part of the crowd. That's good. 3-2 to count again.
You get a chance to slide down the hill. That's why.
That's it. Those grass stains going. Flores goes again. The pitch foul back this time. And so Flores is going to have his mail forwarded over to first base now. He's hanging out there a lot. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And he's now once again trotting back toward first base.
He's having visions of spring training. That late March kind of afternoon where you're doing those sprints after you played a couple of games in a row and your dogs are barking a little bit.
Dogs are barking. Where else but here would you hear that? Here's a 3-2 stretch. And again Flores goes. And this time it's ball 4. So Flores can just kind of cruise into second base. And that, meanwhile, is an outstanding at-bat by Delwyn Young.
To his credit, Delwyn never tried to pull a pitch. Kept looking for something out over the plate that he could hit the opposite way. And that's a little bit surprising because with a runner on first, you want to hit the ball between the hole because the first baseman's holding that runner on. Delwyn was looking away, kept hitting foul balls away or behind the plate. But excellent at bat as the 51s have the first 2 men on here to begin things in the third.
And Myro was caught looking in the first. Pitch near the outside corner. It is 6-0 Salt Lake. 51's trying to solve Buchek here, who has worked out of a couple of situations already in the game. And Myro grounds one foul outside first, right behind Chen. Strike one. A leadoff double by Flores in the first. They left runners at the corners. They had 2 singles in the second, but did not score. The key play was the Cabrera double play ball that helped Buchek out. Now 2-0 with nobody out. 0-1 on the biggest power threat in the 51's lineup right now, Brian Myro. Of course, you got another strong guy on deck in Grabowski. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Buchek deals. And the off-speed pitch floats in a little low. 1 ball and 1 strike is the count. 1-1. Center fielder Prieto playing deep and shading him toward left center. Big gap in right center field. Very still evening. No breeze at all right now. 1-1 pitch. Myro checks his swing on a low off-speed pitch. And the count is 2-1.
First time through the order, Buchek threw primarily fastballs. Fastballs that would tail away from a left-hander or cut into a left-hander. Now that he's got a couple of runners on base here, he's going to utilize his off-speed pitches.
2-1 pitch. Myro takes a fastball for a strike. It is now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Buchek last 2 starts were against Colorado Springs. The teams played back-to-back series. And we mentioned the so-so outing last time. The time before that, they really lit him up. 11 earned runs in 3 1/3 innings on 12 hits. So over his last 2 starts, he's given up 17 earned runs in a total of 9 innings. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Brian Myro. And it's low and away, 3-2. Nice at bat thus far by Myro, showing a good eye. Backs out of the box. Last win for Buchek was August 19th in Portland. 6 1/3, only 1 run earned. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Flores off second. Young away from first. And the payoff to Brian Myro. Now the throw back to second base and safe is Flores on a pickoff throw. Flores was breaking for third. Buchek stepped off and fired one to Wood. The key was the throw was high. A better throw, and Flores would have been picked off.
Nice pickoff move by Buchek. You see guys, seldom do you see guys use that move, the inside move. The only difference between safe and out was the fact that Buchek threw it high, and the tag was applied just a bit late. Otherwise, they had Flores.
3-2, the stretch again. The 51's runners go. Myro fouls a fastball back and will reset and do it all over again. 3 balls and 2 strikes to count to Brian Myro. So Flores is already well acquainted with the pathway between first and second. Now he's getting acquainted between second and third.
Yeah, but he's had 5 or 6 pitches to rest, so he should be ready to go.
He's working on 5 pitches rest.
That's exactly right.
3-2. Buchek stares in at Mathis. And now he brings his hands together right in front of his chest. 3-2 stretch again. And the runners take off. Myro hits a ground ball back to Buchek. He throws to second base high into center field off the glove of Wood. In to score is Flores. Young goes to third. The 51s are on the board. It is 6-1 Salt Lake in the bottom of the third. Fielder's choice E1 on a comebacker. Might have been a double play, but one of the keys there, Jerry, obviously the 51's runners were in motion.
That made all the difference in the world, particularly with the runner young at first, because with a runner in front of you, you can cheat an extra couple of steps, not expecting a pickoff move. And so then we talked before about hearing the footsteps as a second baseman. Brandon Wood, who was covering on that play, saw the runner coming at him. And he might have taken his eye off that ball as it skips into center field off his glove. But any way you look at it, it's an error, run across, and runners on first and third for the 51s as we got something going here in the third inning.
Grabowski walked in the first inning. Young is at third, Myro is at first base, and Flores has scored the run. Here's the pitch to Grabowski. And the fastball is outside ball one. Jose Flores earned that run scored on his resume. We'll be happy to be in the dugout and take a breather now.
You think he's sitting in the dugout right now? Laying down, maybe.
They got a cot for him down the runway. 1 ball and no strikes to count. He did a lot of running. Here's the stretch now. And Buchek delivers to Grabowski. Fastball low, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. So each team now has made an error in the infield to help the other team. And Grabowski up for the 2-0 count. Young off third. Myro, the runner, at first base. Nobody out. 51's trying to climb back into the game against Chris Buchek. 2-0 pitch. Grabowski swings late at a fastball. He threw it right by him. And the count is now 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. So look now. Buchek. Ready. Here's his pitch. High foul outside third. Let's see if Merloni or Mathis have room. Mathis is there to make the basket catch right by the on-deck circle with about 2 feet to spare. Wow. Good play by Mathis. That's a very big out because now Buchek can get out of it with a double play.
Adding to the complications is that it's right there at the corner. You have a little right turn there, a 90-degree angle, and you got that corner where the fence posts meet. Not only that, but all of the paraphernalia that the hitters use are sitting out there. The steel bat, I guess, is what it is, but the pine tar and everything else, he had to dodge all of that and still come up with it. I guess he played a lot in the streets where he had to dodge the fire hydrant and the kid in the bike.
Runners at the corners with 1 out, and here's Ross, who struck out his first time out on all fastballs. And a fastball whacked to short through the legs of Wood into left center field. Young scores. Myro goes to third base, and it's 6-2 in favor of Salt Lake. And the double play that wasn't the same type of play that hurt 51s in the third helps them here in the bottom of the third.
Made to order double play ground ball right to Wood. He was skirting towards second in an attempt to pick that up, but it went right through the wickets. A run comes across, and the 51s get another break as they put another run on the board, and they still threaten. Runners first and third, and Theodoro step into the dish.
It's a fielder's choice, an error on Wood for having the ball go through his legs, and it is an RBI for Cody Ross because you cannot assume the double play. So it is now 6-2 Salt Lake. 2 errors by the Salt Lake infield. Myro's at third, Ross at first. Here is Theodoro, who is 1 for 1. Buchek ready. Here's his pitch. And the fastball zips in there for a strike. 0-1 for Cody Ross, RBI 59. And 6-2 Salt Lake. Myro's at third, Ross at first base. Only 1 out. 0-1 the count. Theodoro a clean single to left center in the second. And then he was taken off the bases on the double play ground ball hit by Mike Cabrera. 0-1. Buchek with a sign from Mathis. 0-1 pitch. Fastball grounded at the third base. Hits the bag and goes into shallow left field. In the score is Myro. Ross stops at second base, and it's 6-3 Salt Lake on a ground ball, a billiard shot by Theodoro off the third base bag.
A lot of times you'll see that ball on the apex of the bounce come down, hit the top of the bag, and then roll down the left field. This hit the front part of the bag, went straight up in the air, fell into left field on the grass. A run comes around, and we cut that lead in half in the course of this inning. Now, Bryn Smith, the pitching coach, is going to take a walk out to talk to his pitcher, Buchek. A lot of things going on that really has been in the pitcher's favor. But these things happen, and you may have to make the adjustment. Now, when Smith comes out, all he's going to say is keep doing what you're doing. Don't get upset about this. You still have the lead. Let's get out of this inning, regroup, and we'll get the momentum going back our way.
Everybody's in this powwow at the mound right now. Buddy, Specht, Wood, Merlone, Mathis, and now it breaks up. Bryn Smith, former big league pitcher in his own right. Expos. He was Oriole property at one time. He trots off the field now with his cherry red jacket on. And here is Mike Cabrera coming up now. Spells it Mayke. And Cabrera, left-handed hitter, 0 for 1 with a 4.63 double play. 2 on, 1 out to pitch. Fastball up and away, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. So a throwing error by Buchek on what might have been a double play ball hit by Myro, and what should have been a double play ball by Ross, even though it was hard hit right, it would right through the wickets. Here's the 1-0 pitch. A ground ball to the right side. It's going to go into right field for a base hit. Ross around third base. There he comes. Here comes the throw home by Luke Allen. And Ross is trapped between third and home and is run back by Mathis. And the throw goes down to second base. And out at second base is Mike Cabrera. And 51 self-destruct on the base pass in the third inning. Ross did not get a good jump off second base at all. And they were trying to get him to come around, and he was reluctant, maybe because of Luke Allen's arm or what have you, and he was trapped. And that is one of the stranger double plays that you'll see. But in a homestand, it's seen a lot of weirdness. That weird play ends the inning. 51s get 3 runs on a total of 3 hits. There were 2 errors, and 1 man is left on base. And at the end of 3, Salt Lake 6, Las Vegas 3.
Planning on vacationing with a family on a road trip? Let the outstanding GM Goodwrench Service Department at Desert GMC Buick help you to get out of town, not in trouble. Desert GMC Buick has been rated #1 in customer service satisfaction in Nevada with the latest diagnostic equipment, GM certified technicians, and genuine GM parts. So be sure your car is ready for that out-of-town trip. Come visit your GM Goodwrench Service Center, Desert GMC Buick at 6400 West Sahara in Las Vegas. Great service is something to be thankful for, and you'll find it at Desert GMC Buick.
Okay, let's take it from the top.
Fox Sports Radio 1460.
Hey, welcome to Pete's Pets.
Oh, hi. I need to return something.
The chicken?
Yeah, the chicken.
Something wrong with it?
Yeah, it doesn't do anything. It just, stands around and it makes that stupid sound.
What do you want the chicken to do?
Beg or fetch or roll over.
It's a chicken.
So?
So chickens don't really do anything.
Well then why did you sell her to me?
Because you gave me money.
Well, my dog, he used to greet me at the door. He'd jump up and down and everything. This chicken doesn't even know I'm there.
So what are you saying? The chicken's hurting your feelings?
No, I'm not saying that. It's like, why would I want a chicken if it isn't good for anything?
Chickens are good for one thing, if you have the right equipment.
The right equipment?
Yep. Charcoal, grill, barbecue sauce.
Introducing the Western Bacon Chicken Sandwich at Carl's Jr. A big, juicy, charbroiled chicken breast with bacon, barbecue sauce, and crispy onion rings. New at Carl's Jr. For a limited time only at participating restaurants.
Welcome back again, friends. We're here at Cashman Field. We played 3, and it's a nice, lively, colorful crowd out here. And they've seen a few interesting tidbits already in this ball game. Bottom line for now is that Salt Lake leads it by a score of 6-3. And for the play-by-play of the 4th, here's Jerry Royce.
All right, Russ, thank you very much. 6 runs, 5 hits, a couple of errors for Salt Lake that figured in the runs last inning for the 51s. 51s, 3, 5, and 1. We're ready to begin things here in the 4th. Ryan Buddy steps in against Scott Erickson. Erickson delivers first pitch off speed on the outside corner for a strike. Buddy, his first time up, a 2-run single. That came with 2 men out. A double by Gorneau, a walk to Mathis, a couple of strikeouts. Buddy delivered a 2-out single to put 2 on the board. Breaking ball misses. Count 1-1. What a strange way to end an inning, as we saw in the 3rd. We'll talk about that in a bit. Swung on and missed. Good breaking ball. Count goes 1-2.
Well, we've had plenty of strange dealings here in this ballpark this year.
Now, Cody Ross, when I saw the play, was about halfway to home and still digging pretty hard toward home. You saw the throw come in, and then he was about 3/4 of the way from home. Fastball inside, missed. Count goes 2-2. Apparently, he put on the brakes, hit the skids and thought it better of the throw from Luke Allen, who uncorked an outstanding throw from right field. Swung on a missed a slow curveball, and Buddy comes a strikeout to him, the third registered this evening by Scott Erickson.
First few innings of this game, one of the reasons why we refer affectionately to this ballpark, admirably, respectfully, as the haunted house. And you don't often see a 9-2-4 double play. That's exactly how that play was scored, ending the third.
Brian Speck, the second baseman, steps up, puts down a bunt along the third base line, rolling foul, as the catcher Gutierrez goes over and picks it up. Strike one. Speck popped up to end things in the second. 2 runs in the second for Salt Lake. They got 4 in the third. 3 of them on the strength of a Jeff Mathis home run, his 20th of the year, and his 71st RBI. Brian Speck stepped in there right now, 303 on the season, 6 home runs, 33 RBIs. Erickson winds and delivers the one-strike pitch inside the leg straightener. 1-1.
Rockies beat the Dodgers 11-1. It was Byung-Young Kim over DJ Holton. And Willie Ibar had an at-bat pinch hitting and struck out in his only at-bat.
1-1 pitch, another bunt attempt, this one a lot toward the on-deck circle. So the count goes 1-2. Mike Rivera, playing third base, was playing even with the bag. Right now he takes his position about 3 or 4 steps behind the bag, as no one really expects Speck to punt for the count 1-2. Erickson winds, delivers, fastball way outside, count goes 2-2. As a veteran pitcher and a very young catcher, it's the responsibility of that veteran pitcher to dictate how this game is going to be called. To wind the pitch from Erickson off speed, upstairs, count goes full, 3-2. It appeared that time that Erickson slipped as he delivered that pitch to the plate. So 3-2, 1 out. Ryan Speck, the hitter, the wind, the pitch on the way, high fly ball, deep to right field, chasing it is Cody Ross looking up. This ball is gone.
Speck, it's his 7th of the year. He had a good day yesterday when he hit his 6th of the year as part of a 3-hit attack for him. And you don't find too many number 9 hitters in the order around the league with his credentials.
He had 2 bunt attempts in that at-bat. Finally swings one and hits a home run. You figure it out. Again, the haunted house theory comes back to haunt us.
It is.
A run in, 1 out, top of the order. Chris Prieto takes a look at a pitch outside, ball 1. That ball wasn't hit very hard, but it had that area out there, the 364 area, where the ball carries extremely well. There's a fastball, gets the outside corner, count 1-1. Prieto, veteran AAA ball player, spent some time with Memphis last year. Off-speed pitch, cuts the heart of the plate, count goes 1-1. Also a former Las Vegas ball player. Finds himself wearing the red and gray tonight of the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. The wind, the pitch, 1-2, outside, 2-2.
Talked about the importance of defense before, Jerry, and not too many players have roamed center field as a Las Vegas player, as well as Prieto did. Great range and good positioning. They did a great job out there.
Erickson taking a look at a series of signs from Gutierrez. Finds one he wants, breaking ball. Must have been down low. Count goes full again. So for the second time in 3 batters here in the 4th inning, Erickson runs the count full. Gets the sign he wants, winds, delivers Prieto, foul back. 71 pitches as we stand up here in the 4th inning. Registered by Scott Erickson. Had an easy first. 3 ground balls, including a double play. Struggled a little bit in the second as he gave up a 2-out single, but had a long 3rd inning. Line drive in the left field. It's on the line. It's fair. It goes past the bullpen. Theodoro cuts it off before it gets into the corner, but not before the speedy Chris Prieto scoots in the second with a 1-out double.
Right on the chalk. And Prieto, who only went 1 for 6 yesterday, making up for that here with a pair of doubles now.
Got a pitch that was inside, up just a little bit, but he was able to pull his hands in gets a good part of the bat on the ball, and line it fair down the left field line. So he's on second with one out as Alberto Cayapso steps to the plate, looks to the strike. Maloney on deck. The outfield pretty much straight up for Alberto. Infield the same way. Cheating just a little bit at shortstop is Flores. He's in a couple of steps. Stretched by Erickson to pitch. Off speed. Skies left field. Toward the line is Theodoro. He makes the catch a step from the left field line. So it's 2 outs. Nice play by Nick Theodoro. Back in left field tonight after a couple of games at shortstop earlier in his homestand.
Yeah, he's been very valuable because of his versatility all year, and that's one of the reasons why the Dodgers wanted him back. You can play 8 positions, and he's played a bunch of them this year. He even caught a few games earlier this year.
Remember Kevin Higgins?
Oh, yeah.
He played here back in the early 90s.
Same type of thing.
Yes, it was. Here's Maloney taking a look at a fastball that gets the outside corner, strike one. There was a night that Kevin Higgins and one other player, whose name I can't remember, both played all 9 positions. Oh, and 1 to count. Lou Maloney, 313 as he steps in there. Erickson can't get the sign he wants. Steps off the mound, rubs his face. We're going to do it again. Sometimes you need that little reset. 0-1 to count to Maloney. The pitch. Breaking ball swung on a miss. The beauty. Delivered by Scott Erickson.
That hasn't been done a lot, but it's been done a few times.
I don't know how you get... I tried to figure that thing out as how the manager at the time, I think it was Tim Flannery, was going to do it. How do you manipulate the lineup so that you can get 2 guys to play all 9 positions? The 0-2 pitch to Maloney, down low, count goes 1-2. But whatever it was, Flannery did it. Higgins had the honor, playing all 9 positions. But it just goes to show you the value of somebody who can play anywhere on the field. Erickson breaks off the mound. We're going to do it again. 1-2. Maloney at the plate. Runner on second in person of Prieto will run in, and we have 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. 7-3. Salt Lake leads. Erickson delivered.
Never seen a line.
Just off the outside corner. Wow, that just missed. 2-2.
General Mo's trivia question coming up shortly also.
Pitcher, catcher together on the signs. A pitch. Off speed, drill to left field. Back goes Theodoro. In his tracks, he pulls it in a couple of steps in front of the warning track. So, Salt Lake is able to produce a run. That's on a solo home run by Brian Speck. They had 2 hits. There were no Las Vegas errors and 1 runner left. We played 3.5 innings here at Cashman Field on a beautiful Saturday night. Salt Lake leads the 51s by a score of 7-3.
I've never seen a lineup quite like this one. The kitchen is loaded. The placemats are set. The bowls are on the table. He sees his granola crunch. He grabs the door. He swings. It's Anderson Dairy Milk all the way. Nothing makes breakfast taste better than milk. Over cereal with eggs, toast, and jam, or add some chocolate and shake things up. Here's our pitch. Milk. It's a real team player. From Anderson Dairy, the dairy expert.
The Vegas Sports Wire. Weekdays at 7 a.m. on Fox Sports Radio 1460.
Getting a mortgage shouldn't take forever, and it shouldn't be a big headache. Introducing hassle-free mortgages with 80% less paperwork only from Bank of America. For your next mortgage, Bank of America has what you want. Competitive rates, lots of choices to reduce or eliminate fees and closing costs, convenient ways to apply, in person, by phone, or online, plus 80% less paperwork, so you don't waste your time tracking down hundreds of old financial documents. Discover hassle-free Bank of America mortgages for yourself. Call 1-800-900-9000. Visit your local Bank of America banking center or go online to bankofamerica.com/loans. Not all applicants will qualify for reduced paperwork benefit. All credit is subject to approval. Normal credit standards apply. Terms and conditions are subject to change without notice. Bank of America. Higher standards. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Welcome back again, my friends. We're here at Cashman Field, the final night game of 2005. Along with Terry Royce, Russ Langer with you. Salt Lake with the advantage early here, 7-3, with Chris Buchek taking them out for the bottom of the fourth inning. And for the bottom of the fourth, here's Jerry.
All right, Russ, thank you. 7-3 for Salt Lake, 7 runs, 7 hits, a couple of errors. For the 51s, 3 runs, 6 hits. They've committed 1 error. Gabriel Gutierrez, number 8 in the lineup, followed by DJ Jackson and Jose Flores here in the home half of the fourth inning. Fastball upstairs, misses for a ball. Gutierrez, a base hit his last time up. As Buchek winds, delivers fastball, swung on, fouled at the plate. Count goes 1-1. Gutierrez in his debut last night was 1 for 3. He spent most of the season prior to coming to Las Vegas at Columbus, Georgia in the Sally League. 259, 3 home runs, 18 RBIs in 71 games. Gutierrez, right-handed batter, crouch stance, swings late at a fastball, fouls it down the right field line. Count goes 1-2.
Young man from Sinaloa, Mexico. Just a couple of guys from Mexico played for the 51s the last couple of years.
Here's the wind by Buchek. The pitch, breaking ball, that's down low, 2-2. I played at that ballpark in Columbus, Georgia. That was back in 1990. It was tough to see then. I don't know what it's like now. It's the same ballpark according to Terry Collins. But I imagine when you come here and get a chance to see these lights, it's great to see at the nighttime. It was tough down at Double A. There's another fastball fouled off along the right field line. Count remains at 2-2. But for a young player, when you're in Class A ball, in the middle part of Class A, not high A ball, and you get a chance to jump all the way to Triple A for final 4 games of the season, you have to be on some kind of adrenaline rush. 2-2 pitch, down low, off speed. Count runs full. So Gutierrez, who's looked impressive with the bat, looked impressive last night, throwing out a base runner, seems to handle himself well behind the plate. Buchek working quickly, winds, delivers, fastball down the right field line, giving chase is the right fielder Luke Allen, who's able to pull it in just as he crosses over the fair line. We call it fair line tonight. Last night game. We'll celebrate it. So we got one out here. Begin things for the 51s in the fourth inning.
What was the ballpark when you were in the big leagues that you dreaded going to for whatever reason?
I had a tough time at Wrigley Field for a long time. I had one game where I pitched where Houston gave up 10 runs in about 2 innings, and the next start with Pittsburgh, I gave up 10 runs. I didn't win a game there for 10 years. DJ Jackson steps in, gets a fastball outside corner, strike 1. Then, 1983, I won 2 games in 1 day. How about that?
Oh.
Second pitch delivered by Buchek. Outside, count evens up at 1-1. It was a suspended game. And Tommy ran out of pitches, ran through the entire bullpen. Game was suspended because of darkness. 1-1 pitch to Jackson. Outside, 2-1. He had nobody left in the pen for the start of the suspended game, so I went out there. Went 4 innings and was able to win that ball game. Didn't know what to do between games as far as warming up. I asked Peranowski, what do you do? He says, I don't know. I never had to do it. In the meantime, line drive single to center by DJ Jackson. So with one man out here in the fourth inning, Jackson gets a base hit, his first one this evening. And Jose Flores will step in. So I waited a few minutes, went out, warmed up quickly, went 5 in the second game, and we jumped out ahead 5 or 6 runs early. And the bullpen, which was able to pitch that second game, held things for me. But I won 2 games, so came back to the hotel that night and just shook my head. Wrigley Field has some of the same things that happened there that happened at this ballpark.
Jerry
things happen.
Jerry Double Duty Royce.
That's what it was that day. Fastball delivered to Flores, down low, ball 1. Buchek went through the order the first time, throwing primarily fastballs. I think he threw 1 splitter. Second time through the order, he's added that slider. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Flores, down low, 2-0. Buchek is durable. Signed back in 2001, spent part of the year at Rancho Cucamonga, the other part at Arkansas, went over 100 innings. Arkansas and Salt Lake in 2002, 116 innings. And 171 a couple of years ago at Salt Lake. Here's a snap throw down the first base. Back in time is Jackson. As the pitch is outside, count goes 3-0. Last year at Salt Lake, 163 innings. This year he won't have those same kind of numbers because he's had a couple of trips to the big leagues. He'll gladly trade that. So his numbers as he comes in tonight, 6-4. As he started 20 games this year, his 21st tonight, 111 innings. There's a fastball that misses outside. 4 straight out of the strike zone delivered to Jose Flores. And the 51s have a threat. Runners on first and second. 1 out here in the 4th inning as they trail by a score of 7-3.
And Flores keeps his perfect night going. He had doubled and singled previously and scored a run, so on base for the 3rd time.
Delwyn Young, proud owner of a 15-game hitting streak coming into this ball game. Rounded out in the 1st, advancing Flores on a very wise, productive at-bat. He was able to come around and score after he walked in the 3rd inning. One of the 3 runs that the 51s scored in the 3rd inning. He's up there now. Buchek, runners on first and second. Big swing, fouls it off along the 3rd base line, way back into the crowd, strike 1. Glad you could be with us tonight. Jerry Royce, Russ Langer, Cashman Field. Final night game of 2005. A pair of afternoon tilts tomorrow at 12. And again on Monday at 12 as we say goodbye to the 51s and the 2005 season. 0-1 pitch, grounded to second. Will they get 2? The flip from second to short, over to first. And it's a double play for the Stingers. So for the 51s, 1 hit. No runs. They left 1. We played 4 here at Cashman. Salt Lake leads the 51s by a score of 7-3.
Have you ever seen the world from behind the wheel of an RV? Have you ever roasted marshmallows over an open fire and told spooky tales? Have you ever just wanted to grab the kids and go with ease? Well, now's your chance. Come down to DKRV today and check out our large selection of motorhomes, travel trailers, fifth wheels, and toy haulers. New, pre-owned, gas or diesel, we have it all. DKRV, 3675 Boulder Highway, just south of Sahara, 436 DKRV.
JP the Brick, weeknights at 7 on Fox Sports Radio 1460.
Bob, what are you thinking right now?
I'm thinking that I'm currently uncertain about our future. I'm afraid that if I tell you how much I love you, I'll chase you away.
Bob has ESP.
Oh, Bob, that's exactly what I'm thinking.
But clearly Bob doesn't have ESPN.
I love you, Susan.
Sad. It's just sad. But this isn't. Right now, get our best deal of the year. Cox Digital Cable free for 2 months. You'll get 185 channels featuring ESPN, Fox Sports, NBA TV, Golf Chess, and many more. All your favorite channels free for 2 months, including the highly anticipated July 29th launch of the NFL Network with on-demand technology so you can watch highlights of every NFL game on game day and throughout the week. You can't get that with satellite. Don't delay. Get your 2 free months of Fox Digital Cable today. Call 967-3603. That's 967-3603. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. Call 36.
At the end of 4 innings here at Cashman Field, Salt Lake leads 7-3. Russ Langer here with Jerry Royce. And we're getting cranked up for the 5th inning. And once again, here's Jerry.
All right, Russ, thank you very much. Scott Erickson ready to begin his 5th inning of action. 80 pitches by my count here as Erickson toes the rubber, ready to face Grinnell. Wind the pitch, breaking ball, missed up, didn't miss. Strike on the outside corner, looked like a pretty good pitch anyway. We had talked about the number of innings that Buchek was able to achieve in his first 5 years in professional baseball. We'll get into what Scott Erickson has done. There's a breaking ball, that's in the dirt, count goes 1-1. Erickson, the most innings that he's thrown in the major leagues was 251. That was with the Baltimore Orioles in 1998. Wind the pitch, off speed, a beauty. Big swing by Gernald. He comes up empty. Count goes 1-2. In this ballgame, Gernald, a double and scored. Safe on an error, and he scored. Steps in there now, batting .291. 26 home runs and 107 RBIs, tops to the PCL. 2-2 the count. Bat held down low, close to his chest. Ground ball back to Erickson. Fields it easily, takes a step toward first base, and we have 1 out here in the 5th.
After the game, there'll be a big fireworks show, but between the end of the game and the start of the fireworks show, there'll be an announcement about some various team awards for the 51s, and 51's president and general manager Don Logan has announced the Mayor's Trophy, the Team MVP, and the Community Service Award. And the fans voted on one of those.
Mathis, the hitter, swings at the first pitch, cues it down to first base, and Brian Myro, who kicks it up, flips it to Erickson covering the bag, and we have 2 men out here on 3 pitches to lead things off in the 5th inning.
So just to end the suspense right here, the winner of the Mayor's Trophy, which is kind of a fan favorite, that's Cody Ross, who's been with the 51s for a couple of years, and 20 doubles, 20 home runs this year. And as of tonight, 59 RBIs. And second on the team in runs scored, and had his little string recently. We had home runs in 4 straight games. First 4 games of that 5-game series in Portland. Ross homered. More about the rewards in a moment.
Dusty Allen steps in there, takes a look at an off-speed pitch outside for a ball.
There's a great. That's the best Freudian slip of the night. Dusty Allen.
That's Luke Allen.
And the Freudian slip award, as voted on by the fans.
1-0 the count. High fly ball fouled on the third base line. Giving chase is the third baseman Cabrera as the ball goes into the bullpen, and nothing but stingers scattering all over the place as Cabrera becomes part of that. Quick to that foul ball, bounces into the picnic area, and we have a strike.
Team MVP picked by the 51's coaching staff and organization. Brian Myro wins that, and Harold Eckert wins the Community Service Award. 2-time recipient of that award now. Various kid and school functions and charity events, and all of those gentlemen greatly appreciated their efforts this year.
Congratulations to all. The wine, the 1-strike pitch delivered by Erickson off speed outside, goes 2-1. But we talked about Erickson just a little bit. 6 years in Minnesota. Went over to Baltimore, spent parts of 9 years there. Pitch outside, count runs 3-1. He had 2 years, 2001 and 2003, when he didn't pitch because of assorted injuries to his arm and shoulder. He winds, delivers the 3-1 pitch to Allen. That's outside. So Luke Allen is able to coax a 2-out walk from Scott Erickson here in the 5th inning.
Well, Dusty had a terrific professional career before back injury sidelined him with big league time in Detroit and San Diego. And Dusty last year did some color commentary. And considering the years that Luke has had, I'm sure Dusty wouldn't mind that kind of slip.
All right. Brandon Wood steps to the plate. 2 outs. First pitch swinging. A high fly ball deep to right field. Going back is the right fielder Ross. It's over his head. Off the wall. Runner from first. Allen is coming around to score as there will be no play at the plate. So Brandon Wood. Fly ball to deep right field. Cody Ross gave chase. Couldn't come up with it. Has produced a run. Another run for Salt Lake as they now lead by a score of 8-3. For Wood, his first hit, his first RBI in AAA.
Talk about leadoff walks all the time. It's discussed constantly about the dangers of leadoff walks. But, you know, Jerry, it seems like 2-out walks can be sometimes just as lethal.
I don't know. Walks anytime seem to come back to bite you. Ryan Buddy steps to the dish, 227. First pitch from Erickson, breaking ball, down low, ball 1. Buddy, this ball game, a single, a big single, producing the first 2 runs of the ball game back in the 2nd inning. A double and a walk, a couple of strikeouts, and Buddy got a 2-out base hit to put the first 2 runs on the board for Salt Lake. Stands in there, 1-0 count. Next pitch upstairs, ball 2. Runner on second, 2 men out. We're in the 5th inning. 1 run already pushed across for Salt Lake. 8 runs, 8 hits, a couple of errors. 3-7-1 for the 51s. Stretched by Erickson, pitch, fastball grounded into the hole. Over to pick it up is the shortstop Flores. He has no play. So it's going to go as an infield single.
Flores did what he could. When he just cut the ball off, he prevented a run by stopping it, and then he had no play, so he wisely held on. And Erickson will go after one of the better number 9 hitters you'll see around the league, Brian Speck.
Well, Erickson got the ground ball. And then again, you can't guide it once you throw it. All you can do is locate it and take what happens. Nice play by Flores, keeping the ball in the infield and saving a run. So it's Wood, who had a 2-out double to drive in a run. He's at third. Buddy's at first. and steps into the dish is Speck, who hits a multi-hop ground ball to second base in the first pitch. As the flip goes over from Delwyn Young to Brian Myro to retire things for Salt Lake in the fifth. But not without Salt Lake putting a runner on the board. They do so on the strength of 2 hits and a walk. They lead, too. We played 4.5 innings here at Cashman Field, and Salt Lake leads by a score of 8-3.
Soaking in the sun at Cashman Field, cheering on another 51's victory, hitting the in-and-out drive-through for a juicy double-double. If that doesn't sum up a perfect day of baseball, who knows what does? Even if you can't be at the game, you can at least get 1 out of 3. To find out which of the 7 Las Vegas in-and-out locations is nearest you, call 1-800-786-1000. In-N-Out is a proud sponsor of the Las Vegas 51s, as well as the hungry fans like you that support them.
Hello, Best Western.
Hi, I'd like to book a room.
Sure, for how long?
5 months, so 161 days.
161 days?
Yep. I don't want to miss out on any bobbleheads.
Wow, I guess so.
Stay at any Best Western in California, Nevada, and Hawaii between April 7th and September 15th and ask for the baseball rate. You'll get up to 25% off your stay and get a free limited edition bobblehead, a different Major League star in their minor league uniform with each stay. Log on to TravelBestWestern.com for additional terms or call 1-800-WESTERN. Guests must register in advance and quantities are limited.
Don't miss the Jim Rome Show, weekdays at 9 a.m. only on Fox Sports Radio 1460.
It's summertime, and you know what that means. You're going to need a deliciously cool treat to survive those hot days. Introducing the newest creation from Baskin-Robbins, Frozen Custard, a premium ice cream treat that's rich, creamy, and oh so smooth. It's not your typical ice cream. It's a velvety sensation that will leave your taste buds wanting more. This scoopable delight is rich, thick, and creamy, unlike anything you've ever tasted. Enjoy our new custard in a cup, waffle cone, or in a signature sundae. The new Frozen Custard at Baskin-Robbins. What shape will yours take?
Welcome back again, friends. Cashman Field, bottom of the 5th, 8-3 Salt Lake. And for the bottom of the 5th, play-by-play, Jerry Royce once again.
All right, Russ, thank you. Good crowd on hand on this Saturday night. Fan Appreciation Night. Big fireworks display afterward. Brian Myro hoping to start some fireworks for the 51s on the field here in the 5th inning. He stands in there. He takes a look at a pitch outside for ball 1. Grabowski on deck. Cody Ross is batting third. There's a fastball at the inside part of the plate for a strike. Earlier in this ballgame, Buchek, if you want to believe the radar gun just below the scoreboard, was popping him in there somewhere between 92 and 94. Delivers a breaking ball, that's upstairs. Count goes 2-1. The radar gun has dropped down just a little bit. He's pitching where he's firm, 89 to 90 with good action. He's got a 5-run lead. Big swing by Myro, comes up empty as the count goes even at 2-2.
Great pitching matchup in Houston, by the way. The two front runners for the National League Cy Young Award, Chris Carpenter versus Roger Clemens. Carpenter won it. Clemens left. He hurt his hamstring. More about that in a little bit.
The wind, the 2-2 pitch to Myro. There's a chin burner. Way up and inside.
A chin burner.
A chin burner. It kind of sizzles as it goes by. You can hear that ball. 90 miles an hour right at your chin. 3-2 count. High fly ball, deep to left field, off the bat of Myro, giving chase to left fielder is Gornall. The center fielder, Prieto, comes over and pulls it in. That's a long way for Prieto to go, but he's the commander of that outfield. He was able to pull it in.
And we talked before about how Prieto knows this like he knows the back of his hand. And when you have an outfield where the center field fence sits 433 feet away, you need a guy with good range, and he took charge and got that ball at the track.
Jason Grabowski steps in. Off-speed pitch. It's for a strike. Grabowski in this ballgame, a walk in the first, popped up to the catcher. That was in the 3rd inning. Stepped in there right now, batting .318. Line to pitch by Buchek off speed, hits sharply to shortstop Brandon Wood, who fires across the diamond, and just like that, there are 2 outs in the home half of the 5th inning.
Clemens said that he tweaked his hamstring tonight during his at-bat, I should say, in the 2nd inning when he struck out while trying to bunt. The Astros say he's day-to-day, and Clemens said he hopes to make his next scheduled start, which would be Friday at Milwaukee. And Chris Carpenter, the winner of that 4-2 victory, is now 20-4. Wow. He's got a chance to win 25 games.
No doubt. No doubt. And there's been some speculation that Clemens, with that same kind of run support that Carpenter's had, would be right up there with him. Cody Ross takes the strike outside corner. Ross in this ballgame, a strikeout victim at first, drove in a run on a fielder's choice and an error in third. Off speed, foul back to the screen, count quickly 0-2.
By the way, it was also Carpenter's 10th straight road victory. The first National League pitcher to accomplish that since a former Jerry Royce teammate, Bob Gibson, won 12 in a row on the road in 1970. That's Paul Cotton, my friends.
That's up there with the elite, no doubt about it. Ross, 0-2 pitch in the dirt. And he holds up. Count goes 1-2. Beautiful night for baseball. Wind is picking up just a bit, blowing dead to center field. The outfield, Prieto over toward right center. Shading Ross that way. Ground ball headed toward left field. As it gets off the glove of Brandon Wood, he's unable to make a play, so Cody Ross has his first hit in this ballgame, a 2-out infield single here in the fifth inning. To look at the Salt Lake uniforms, if you're an Angels fan, these mimic the Angel uniforms right down to the lettering. Black shoes, red socks, gray uniforms with a thin pinstripe. They're sleeveless tonight with a solid red hat. Here's the stretch by Buchek, and the pitch to Theodoro. High fastball, foul back to the screen, strike one. 2 outs, fifth inning, runner on first in the person of Cody Russ. Salt Lake leads this ballgame 8-3. They trounced the 51s last night, 13-1. They still have hopes, slim as they are, of finishing so that they can play in the postseason. The 0-1 pitch to Theodoro, breaking ball, hits the inside corner, strike two. So, like Ross, who was 0-2, but was able to get on the base hit, Theodoro finds himself deep in the wrong way of the count. 255 as he stands up there, 0 for 4 last night, got a couple of hits tonight, including an RBI. That was in the third inning. The stretch by Buchek, 0-2 pitch to Theodoro, outside, 1-2. Crowd rather noisy. A lot of people who are Angel fans came through the turnstiles tonight. You can tell by the uniform tops, the hats that are sold. Strike three call to Theodoro. Breaking ball gets the inside corner. Theodoro, 2 for 3 in the evening, becomes a strikeout victim, ending things here in the fifth inning. For the 51s, no runs. They had a hit. They left one. 5 here at Cashman Field. 8-3, Salt Lake over the 51s.
What a game this is turning out to be. But hey, while there's a lull in the action, why not grab a cold one? After all, it's pretty warm out there. In fact, make mine a cold, refreshing glass of water from Crystal Peak Water Company. You see, Crystal Peak Water uses a meticulous 6-step process for absolutely pure and noticeably better tasting water. For easy startup delivery service to your home or office, call 88 Water. That's 889-2837. Crystal Peak Water Company. Clearly better tasting water.
Papa Joe Chevalier and you join me weekdays at 4 right here on Fox Sports Radio 1460.
Hey, you know what's cool? Strutting into a downtown Las Vegas classic like you own the place. Hitting the casino for some gambling like it used to be. At the blackjack tables, on the slot machines, in the sports book, and in the poker room. Having a meal to make the chefs at some of the new frou-frou joints on the Strip question their own culinary credentials. Or hanging with your friends before catching the headliner in the showroom, and the whole time getting treated with the kind of service that snatched the AAA Ford Diamond Award for 28 consecutive years. You locals know what I'm talking about. Golden Nugget Las Vegas. It's been the jewel of downtown since 1946, and yeah, that's cool. Golden Nugget Las Vegas. That's downtown Las Vegas. Come in, and like the boys with the 51s know, you better come to play. Get more at goldennugget.com.
Welcome back once again, my friends. We're here at Cashman Field. We've played 5. Salt Lake holds the advantage 8-3. They've scored in every inning but the first. 51s with a kind of a thin bullpen wanting to stretch Scott Erickson as far as they can as they go to the 6th inning. Russ Langer here along with Jerry Royce as Erickson faces the top of the order beginning with Chris Prieto, and he swings and misses, and the count is 0-1. He actually tipped it into Gutierrez Mets. Strike one. PCL scores. Mentioned Nashville beat Round Rock 5-4. And Memphis took Albuquerque 6-4. Big win for Nashville. A team has been losing a lot. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Prieto takes it low. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. New Orleans beat Iowa 10-4. And Oklahoma got a run in the 9th inning, beat Omaha 3-2. Oklahoma now has all but wrapped it up. Breaking ball low, 2-1 in their division. They now lead Albuquerque by a game and a half with 2 to play. So they'd have to lose 2 at home against Omaha. Well, Albuquerque wins 2 in Memphis. That's the only way Albuquerque would get in. The pitch is low. 3 balls and 1 strike to count. If Oklahoma gets in, they've certainly earned it. They've played great baseball in the last month. 3 balls and a strike to count. Prieto, who has walked, doubled, and scored, and doubled again. Here's the 3-1 pitch. A ground ball to the right side. It is backhanded by Myro. He underhands to Erickson. Toward the bag, and they just got Prieto on a close play. They retired Prieto for the first time. It's a 3-1 putout. And the batter is Alberto Callaspo, who was hit into a force lead, played on a sacrifice bunt, and fouled out to left. Colorado Springs at home blanked Fresno 8-0 behind Justin Hampson. Got a stiff win. Former 51's catcher Tom Wilson homer for the Sky Sox. And Sacramento leads Tacoma. This is a game that is of most importance, of course, to the Salt Lake Stingers. Callaspo takes up and in ball 1. Sacramento 1, Tacoma 0 at the end of 5 in Tacoma. If Sacramento wins that game and Salt Lake wins this game, and they're ahead 8-3 now in the 6th inning, the pitch is low to 2-0 to Callaspo, then Salt Lake would be 1 back with 2 to play, and their hopes would remain alive. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Callaspo. He has a line drive in the right for a base hit. 1-out single. Ross gets it, plays it back in, and that base hit brings up Lou Merloni. So that's the PCL scoreboard for now. Sacramento leading Tacoma 1-0 after 5. And, of course, Salt Lake is hoping for some help from the River Cats against Tacoma in Tacoma. River Cats playoff bound. Lefty Orlando Rodriguez gets up now in the Las Vegas bullpen as Merloni, who's hit into a double play, single and a run and scored, and flat out to deep left, is in the box now. The stretch and the pitch. And that pitch is on the outside corner for a strike. Nice pitch. 0-1 to count.
You could bet that the Stinger players, as well as the coaching staff, want to know the updates as much as they can of what's going on with regards to Tacoma. We'll try to keep them posted because we're certain that there's a radio on in their clubhouse.
Indeed. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball is inside. 1 ball and 1 strike to Lou. Merloni, known as a utility man in big leagues, and the difference between Merloni and a lot of utility men is that he tends to have a pretty good on-base percentage. Pretty good eye. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Callaspo off first base, a modest lead there. And the pitch is a chopper foul in front of the plate. Strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count.
You know, for Merloni, he's the kind of guy that's more of an offensive type utility man. You can plug him in here, you can plug him in there, but if you let him play every day, those deficiencies that you see sometimes the defense are going to show. Now, it fits into the character of the Angels ball club because they're not really an offensive-minded ball club at the big league level. They got some guys who can hit, but they just have Vladimir, who's the power source.
1-2 pitch to Merloni. Breaking ball driven foul to the right, back out of play. 1-2. Well, he's had over 1,000 career big league at bats, and his career batting average is .273. So he's a guy who can hit his way on and can walk his way on.
You put him in the lineup a couple of times a week. He's astute enough to be a student of the game, study the pitching, and make the best of what chances he gets.
1-2 from Erickson. And a check swing chopper toward first. Morrow waits for it, gloves it, goes to the bag himself, and stomps on it with the right foot. That's 2 outs on the play on that excuse me chopper by Merloni, which makes 1 for 4. Callaspo advances to second base, 2 outs, and the batter's Nick Gorneau. Here comes Jerry Royster trotting out of the dugout, and he crosses the foul line. Gorneau has doubled and scored, reached on a fielder's choice and scored and grounded out. He's 1 for 3. Royster and Erickson talking over, and the young catcher Gutierrez is also out there.
My guess, you have an open base, Gorneau, power hitter. He's the guy that you want to pitch around in a situation with runners in scoring position.
They're going to pull Erickson now, so we have a pitching change here in the top of the 6th inning with Salt Lake leading 8-3. Runner at second base is Callaspo with 2 outs, and a young lefty Orlando Rodriguez comes in, and that'll be it for Erickson as far as starts for 2005. This pitching change brought to you by Red Rock Mechanical. For all your heating and air conditioning needs, call Red Rock Mechanical at 853-7135. Back with more right after this.
Getting tired of the same old kind of sports bar with the same old food, tired atmosphere, and lackluster service?
Hey, you'll get your beer. Just wait in line.
Well, if you're into the sports bar scene but are ready for a refreshing change from the same old, then the place for you is Carmine's Little Italy Instant Replay. What makes Carmine's Little Italy Instant Replay different? For starters, they feature a full Italian menu at reasonable prices with outstanding authentic Italian entrees and daily specials like penne scallops on Mondays and delicious stuffed salmon on Tuesdays. On Wednesdays, you can enjoy a fabulous 14-ounce ribeye grilled to your liking. And on Fridays, Carmine's Little Italy Instant Replay proudly serves a wonderful osso buco. Now, how many sports bars can do that? So the next time you want to kick back and enjoy the game with great food, head over to either one of Carmine's 2 locations. On the west side at 2940 South Durango off of Edna, and in Henderson on Mark Street near Warm Springs. Carmine's Little Italy Instant Replay, the sports bar with a touch of class.
I got something that'll make you feel better.
Fox Sports Radio 1460.
It's really personalized service, so we like that.
The Barnes family has their home insured with American Family.
I really enjoy our agent. He was able to bring different options to us and actually address our needs.
He puts it in terms we can understand. Call today for a free, no-obligation homeowner's quote. American Family Insurance. All your protection under one roof. American Family Insurance. See the yellow pages for the American Family agent nearest you and call today or visit us at amfam.com.
Welcome back, friends, to Cashman Field, top of 6, 8-3 Salt Lake. They had the organ music here. Always think of former Dodger PA man John Ramsey when you hear this music. And you think of Helen.
Ladies and gentlemen, what do you enjoy? Helen Dell. The Dodgers call it order.
How does that take me back?
Jerry Royce, who was one of the principals of the 1981 World Championship Dodger Club, after winning the 1980 All-Star game. We talked about that last time Jerry was here. So here's Nick Gorneau against Orlando Rodriguez. Fastball's low, ball 1. Erickson gone after 5 2/3. He allowed 10 hits. He walked 3 and struck out 3 and kind of battled his way through. He was up with some of his pitches, which hurt him. Mathis, a big 3-run home in the 3rd, but there were a couple of plays that weren't made. The fastball is inside to Gorneau. It's 2-0. And Gorneau, in fact, hit a ground ball that easily could have been a double play in the 3rd, which would have spared Erickson the 3 of the 4 runs that he allowed in that inning, and the game would be a whole lot closer. 2 balls and no strikes to count. Orlando Rodriguez, his first taste to AAA. He's only pitched in 4 games since arriving here and has not given up a run yet. Got a good fastball. Now he just threw a breaking ball, and Gorneau swings and misses. It's now 2-1.
Pretty good breaking ball. Of course, they haven't seen Rodriguez as far as what he's able to do. They know he has a pretty good fastball. When you're able to throw that breaking ball over for a strike, plus spot that fastball, you got a fast ticket to the big leagues, especially if you're a lefty.
Prior to having Tommy John surgery, Rodriguez threw in the mid-90s. He can still get it up there, 92. 93. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Gorneau. Fastball up and in. It's now 3 balls and 1 strike. The scoreboard reading said 96, but sometimes on that reading you have to adjust for inflation. 3 balls and 1 strike to count.
In these troubled times, you're exactly right.
Indeed.
He may get the velocity back, but it's not the same kind of pitch, the same quality of pitch. The location may not be there as consistent as what it was, and the movement may not be as consistent.
Gorneau swings and misses at the fastball, and the count is 3-2 with Cayaspo at second base and 2 down.
And I'm no medical person, but I think it's due to the fact that the muscles that control velocity seem to heal a little bit faster. They might be the bigger muscles. The ones that seem to control the pitches and the action more in your fingers, you really don't have a feel because it's, in ways, a new elbow.
It's okay that you're not a medical person because you play one on the radio. This will be a 3-2 pitch to Gorneau. Rodriguez a glance back at Cayaspo. Here he comes. And the pitch is low, ball 4. So that walk will put runners at first and second with 2 outs and bring up Jeff Mathis. That's one thing Rodriguez has been shaky on since he came up from Jacksonville. That's the 6th man he's walked in 3 1/3 innings.
A lot of that could be jitters, but when you've already been in 4 ball games, that kind of has to dissipate if you're going to make your way into the upper echelons of the minor leagues or even big leagues. Get past that and go right after these hitters. Trust your stuff. Maybe that sounds like a message that Roger McDowell delivers.
2-on-2 out for Mathis. He takes a fastball high, ball one. Mathis has walked and scored, hit a 3-run home in the third, grounded out to first in the fifth inning. He's 1 for 2. Rodriguez, who's from the town of Santiago in the Dominican. He was signed by the White Sox. Here's the pitch. And it's way inside. Mathis had a jackknife to avoid getting hit that time, and he's going to step out of the box and regroup. 2 balls and no strikes to count. The Dodgers picked up Rodriguez in a trade that sent Antonio Osuna to the White Sox in March of 2001. He was added to the 40-man roster in November of 2003. 2 balls and no strikes on Mathis. Now back in the box, Callaspo at second, Gorneau at first. And the pitch. Fastball foul back. 2 balls and a strike. Dodgers Double-A team lost to Birmingham. Those two teams very well may play each other in the Southern League playoffs. Birmingham, the White Sox Double-A team, beat Jacksonville 2-1. They lost to a guy named Sean Tracy, who has the most wins in the Southern League, 14 now. But a great year for the Dodger Double-A team. 2 balls and a strike to count to Mathis. And the pitch in the dirt. Nice save by Gutierrez, who didn't see the ball. Now he picks it up. And the count is 3 balls and 1 strike.
Gutierrez has shown some agility in this ballgame. A couple of times he set up inside for Erickson. The pitch somewhat erratic up and away from where Gutierrez was setting up, and he was able to get a glove on the ball. One time he didn't. Runners advanced and put a couple runners in scoring position. And that time he was able to block that ball, keep it in front of him, and keep the runners at bay.
3 balls and a strike. Here's the pitch. Fastball is swing and a miss. He just flat out challenged him right there. Mathis a big swing, and he came away empty. 3-2. That'll send the runners in motion in the next pitch.
Fastball had some giddy up. 91 on that radar gun, but it probably had some action. And Mathis, good high fastball hitter, swung right through it.
3 balls and 2 strikes to count. Rodriguez bending at the waist, peering into Gutierrez. Callaspo at second, Gorneau at first. And they're both gearing up to take off. There they go. 3-2 breaking ball. It's high, ball 4. So back-to-back walks issued by Rodriguez upon entering the game. And he is kind of Don Stanhousing it a little bit out there with those walks. So the batter's Luke Allen now. Here comes Roger McDowell, who was the anti-Stanhouse during his very successful career as a big league relief pitcher.
Flores was in there first, and I think that shows you a little bit of leadership as far as Jose Flores is concerned. He's got a young Latin pitcher who's out there struggling a couple of times as he's been here, and sometimes it can be overwhelming making that jump from Class A all the way up here. And Flores settles him down until McDowell can get out there and do what a pitching coach is supposed to do. Get that pitcher back on track, try to keep the score where it is. Nothing's happened yet, even though you have bases loaded. You got a left-hander stepping in. Let's see if we can get this guy out, get out of the inning, and who knows, maybe we'll put some runs on the board, get ourselves back into this.
So McDowell is finished his chat now. He goes back to the first base dugout. And now with the bases loaded and 2 outs, here's Luke Allen, who was struck out, flat out to center, and then with 2 outs in the 5th, he drew a walk and scored on Brandon Wood's double off the right field wall. 8-3 Salt Lake. Bases loaded, 2 outs. In the top of the 6th, Orlando Rodriguez facing a good left-handed hitter, Luke Allen. And an experienced one. Wide open stance. Here's the pitch. And a fastball foul back, strike 1. I mean, Allen is so wide open now. He's open his stance since he was with the 51s a couple of years ago. He's made some stops since then, so he's had his share of exposure to various hitting coaches. Nashville, Colorado Springs, and now Salt Lake, and doing what is comfortable for him, at least for now. 0-1 the count. And the pitch. There's a ground ball that's going to go into right field for a base hit. Callaspo scores. Around third is Gorneau. He'll score. Over to third base goes Mathis. It's now 10-3 Salt Lake. An 0-1 fastball. And Allen drove it on the ground between Young and Myro to knock in 2. First run is charged to Erickson. The second run is charged to Rodriguez, and the walks really hurt him.
That's the very thing you didn't want to have happen. That is the reliever to come in and dig a deeper hole. But you set things up for a team that still sees a chance to play in the offseason or the postseason, and what they want to do is try to find the right guy in the right spot, try to produce a run, a base hit, by Allen off a left-hander. He's able to scoot it through the infield. A couple of runs come across, and that lead just keeps creeping away from the 51s.
There's a high drive deep to left, hooking foul way back, and a bunch of fans in the grassy berm are going to go up against the retaining fence to try to get that one. One strike to count. Competition is fierce out there. 0-1. 2 runs in. Salt Lake has now scored in every inning but the first, and they've opened up a 10-3 lead to have 11 hits. 0-1 pitch. And it's fouled at the plate, 0-2. 51's pitching has certainly had its ups and downs this year, but they have not had a 3-game stretch all season like they've had here. I mean, they had the last game against Tacoma, 17 runs. And then last night, Salt Lake putting up 13, and they've put up 10 now. 0-2 to count. Mathis at third, Allen at first base. By the way, with that base hit, Luke Allen is over the 90 RBI mark. He's got 91. 2 strikes on the youngster, Brennan Wood. 0-2 pitch is coming. Fastball, it's swinging a miss, strike 3. He just reared back and threw it right by him. There's some serious smoke right there, but 2 runs scored in the inning on 2 hits plus 2 walks, and 2 men left. We head now to the bottom of the 6th inning at Cashman Field. It is the Salt Lake Stingers 10, Las Vegas 3.
Total Document Solutions from one company, Advanced Imaging Solutions. One company providing total document solutions, including Kia Ceramita multifunctional network copiers that enable you to copy and print and scan direct to email or fax, all from your PC. Kia Ceramita multifunctional network copiers produce faster, superior quality printing and copying. Kia Ceramita Total Document Solutions help your people share information quicker, easier, and more efficiently. Kia Ceramita Document Solutions provided by Advanced Imaging Solutions. Local professionals who listen to your questions and concerns and respond with document solutions and service solutions that will improve the overall performance of your people and your business. To see the latest multifunctional products from Kia Ceramita, call 951-4AIS today. Kia Ceramita from Advanced Imaging Solutions. One company providing total document solutions.
Okay, let's take it from the top.
Fox Sports Radio 1460. Check out the locals' true favorite, the Silver Nugget Casino in beautiful North Las Vegas. Whether you're looking for hot gaming action, great dining, bowling, or you just want to shoot some pool over an ice cold one, we've got it all. This week in Touchdown Sports Lounge, 30-10 wings and solid drafts. Catch your favorite games on our 10-foot wide screen. We're on Las Vegas Boulevard, just north of Lake Mead. Stop by today and try the locals' true favorite, the Silver Nugget.
Welcome back again, my friends. We're here at Cashman Field, going to the bottom of the 6th inning. And it is now a 10-3 lead for the Salt Lake Stingers, along with Jerry Royce, Russ Langer with you. We're the bottom of the 6th. Now, Chris Buchek, through 5 innings, has allowed 3 unearned runs. On a total of 8 hits, he's walked 3, struck out 3. And 51s will come up now and send the bottom of the order up. That's Mike Cabrera, Gabriel Gutierrez, and then the rookie DJ Jackson. They're all rookies, as a matter of fact, in this inning.
All 3 getting a late chance to see what they can do in AAA. The organization's going to get a chance to see just how advanced they are. As the minor league system for the Dodgers is keeping their eyes on what's going on in AA with thoughts of what's going to happen in 2006.
Pitch is low to Cabrera, who's hit into a double play. And singled, he's 1 for 2.
And who knows, Cabrera, Gutierrez, Jackson, they all play a big part in what happens here next year.
This is a strike, and the count is a ball and a strike now on Cabrera. We'll see about that. Of course, when you talk about young players coming up to AAA, you got to consider how jam-packed the Jacksonville team is. Here's the 1-1 to Cabrera, and he takes a strike, and it's 1-2. And we'll see if the roster here has all that much room for some of these younger guys to make that big of a jump. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Buchek reads the signs of Mathis. And time is called now as Cabrera's going to step out of there and think things over.
They may not be here at the start. That whole Jacksonville club just may come up en masse. But you know as well as I do what happens during the course of the season. A lot of changes.
Ground ball to first, knocked down by Buddy. Now he picks it up and throws to Buchek, covering in time for the out. Nice play by Buchek, because by the time Buddy flipped it to him, it was behind him. He had to reach back and grab it and then still get his foot on the bag. Good play.
Buddy took his eye off the ball as it hit his glove. Hit the heel of his glove, rolled down to his feet. He was fortunate that he was able to pick it up quickly and make that flip to Buchek.
One out for Gutierrez, who is single and fouled out to right. A good running play by Luke Allen. In the right field corner, not far from the 51's bullpen. Here's the pitch. There's a strike on the outside corner. 0-1 to Gabriel Gutierrez. With DJ Jackson waiting on deck. Buchek in search of win number 7 in his first against Las Vegas this year. 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball, a high chopper on the third base side, foul. And the count is 0-2 right by Mariano Duncan, who in his day was a real speedster. He led the Dodgers in stolen bases back-to-back years. 1985, he stole 38. 1986, he stole 48 to lead the team. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And it's roll foul outside first, still 0-2 on Gutierrez.
Duncan came up as a shortstop. And then once he was traded away from the Dodgers, played a lot of second base, both with the Yankees and with the Phillies.
We had probably his best year with the Yankees when they won it all in 96. He had 340 for that club. 0-2 pitch. Gutierrez takes a bounce one to the backstop, and that was one of those 58-footers right there. 1 ball and 2 strikes. DJ Jackson waits his turn on deck. 10 runs, 11 hits, 2 errors for Salt Lake. And the 51's 3-8-1 as they try to get something going against Buchek. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, chop foul again. This will go to the third base dugout and rattle around the far end of it. Ball and 2 strikes still. Gutierrez takes a little practice swing, and now he'll climb back in with a 1-2 count. We were talking about John Ramsey earlier. And, of course, the fellow who's still around, here's the 1-2 pitch to Gutierrez. That's fouled off to the right, back into the crowd. After more than half a century, Bob Shepard in those amazing tones of his, still gracing the Yankee Stadium speakers. Man, I think his first year doing that was one of the great years to be in New York if you're a baseball fan, 1951. The pitch hits Gutierrez. He'll take his base. The batter will be DJ Jackson. Well, he said if I could go back in time to one city and for 1 year, it'd be New York, 1951, because he had 3 great teams, the Dodgers in Brooklyn, the New York Giants, and the Yankees. You had one of the greatest pennant races of all time, Dodgers and Giants, culminating in the Bobby Thompson home run. You had the last year of Joe DiMaggio, that overlapping with the first year of Mickey Mantle. And, of course, that was also Willie Mays' rookie year. There wasn't a whole lot that you couldn't see. I mean, and the Hall of Famers from all those 3 teams, not to mention visiting teams, just amazing. Jackson shows bunt, takes a breaking ball, low ball 1. 1-0.
You're right. You can see a different baseball game every day, sometimes 2 in the same day. And just go from streetcar to bus to whatever and see all those baseball games. You're right. If there would be a golden era, that would probably be a time, but you only realize that after the fact.
Pitch is a strike, 1-1. And then, that's true. And then, for right about that point through 1960, there's some baseball historians who point to that era as being possibly the most competitive era of modern times. The 1-1 pitch to Jackson. Breaking ball driven to deep center field. Prieto on his horse. He's not going to get this ball. It's going to go passing to the wall. Coming to third base is Gutierrez. He's being windmilled around by Duncan. On his way to third is Jackson with a head first dive. He's got a triple. And it's 10-4 Salt Lake on a triple by DJ Jackson.
Prieto, who earlier in this ball game was playing in deep center field, had come in a couple of steps and shaded Jackson a bit toward right field. Jackson got all of that ball, drilled it deep into center field. It was more of a line drive. There was a question if it could stay in the ballpark. And when it gets out in that area, that 3 bases are usually what we see, but it's a joy to watch a guy who can run circle those bags, and that's exactly what we saw with DJ Jackson. His first triple in AAA, drives in a run. Salt Lake now leads 10-4.
Jonathan Rowenhorst is throwing in the Salt Lake pen, a left-hander, and the pitch is a strike in the outside corner to Flores, who's having a perfect night. He's doubled, singled, and scored and walked. 2 for 2. DJ Jackson 2 for 3 now. So last night he homered off a major league rehabbing pitcher, Kelvin Escobar. Now he triples against a first-round draft pick, Chris Buchek. Pitches outside. The count is 1-1.
Well, again, it's an opportunity. We had talked about this. You get an opportunity to come up here, show what you can do, and there's some people are going to remember your name.
1-1 stretch by Flores. Jackson off the bag at third. Here's the pitch. Fastball, a high drive in a deep center field. Prieto going way back for this one. He's on his horse again, and he reaches and he can't get it. It's off the base of the wall. In comes Jackson to score. Flores on his third base. He's in with a slide. Back-to-back triples. It is 10-5 Salt Lake.
Flores normally has a short swing and likes to slap the ball to the right side. We've seen it do it numerous times so far this year. This time, it's totally unlike Flores, is to get a pitch out over the middle of the plate, take a big swing, and see just how far he could hit it. Well, he hit it further than a lot of people imagine, especially the center fielder, Chris Prieto. A long chase, he got to the warning track, one step on the warning track, reached up, the ball was over his head. It went for a triple, an RBI, and two have been put on the board by the 51s here in the sixth.
Pitching change. Ironic that Flores hit that ball because he's had his wind sprints in, as we discussed earlier, with all the foul balls and him off and running. And now Prieto, he's the last two hitters, he's gone about a 50-yard dash collectively. Pitching change sponsored by Red Rock Mechanical. For all your heating and air conditioning needs, Red Rock Mechanical, a place to call at 853-7135. Back with more right after this.
Hey, welcome to Pete's Pets.
Oh, hi, I need to return something.
The chicken?
Yeah, the chicken.
Something wrong with it?
Oh, yeah, it doesn't do anything. It just, stands around, and it makes that stupid sound.
What do you want the chicken to do?
Beg or fetch or roll over or something.
It's a chicken.
So?
So chickens don't really do anything.
Well then why did you sell her to me?
Because you gave me money.
Well, my dog used to greet me at the door. He'd jump up and down and everything. This chicken doesn't even know I'm there.
So what are you saying? The chicken's hurting your feelings?
No, I'm not saying that. It's why would I want a chicken if it isn't good for anything?
Chickens are good for one thing, if you have the right equipment.
The right equipment?
Yep. Charcoal, grill, barbecue sauce.
Introducing the Western Bacon Chicken Sandwich at Carl's Jr. A big, juicy, charbroiled chicken breast with bacon, barbecue sauce, and crispy onion rings. New at Carl's Jr. For limited time only at participating restaurants.
Hey, it's Steve from the Wise Guys. Listen to us weekdays from noon to 2 on Fox Sports Radio 1460.
Buddig Deli Cuts is the cure for the common sandwich. And now you can also win the cure for the common kitchen. It's a complete kitchen makeover with amazing appliances from Bosch and Chef Kellogg. Just look for your name piece and packages of Buddig Deli Cuts and check your number online at Buddig.com to see if you've won. You could be the proud owner of a state-of-the-art kitchen makeover, or you could win gift certificates of $20 or even $500. Enter for your chance to win your cure for the common kitchen today from Buddig Deli Cuts.
Welcome back, friends, to Cashman Field. New pitcher Jonathan Rowenhorst delivers. The left-hander's pitch is fouled to the plate by Delwyn Young. Mr. Rowenhorst.
4-3 in the season, an earned run average, a couple of clicks about 5. He's been in 24 ball games, all in relief. It's a total of 41 innings. He's punched out 31, walked 17, but he's pitched quite well in his last 5 games.
Fastball's a strike, 0-2 to Delwyn Young, who's grounded out, walked and scored, hit into a double play.
10 of those strikeouts came in his last 9 2/3 innings, covering games against Tacoma, Portland, Sacramento, and Colorado Springs.
This will be a strike 2 pitch to Young. And it's a ground ball to first base, gloved by Buddy, who throws home, and safe at home is Flores. Buddy throws home with a 5-run lead in the 6th inning, and it's now a 4-run lead, and Delwyn Young is safe at first base with one out on the fielder's choice.
Definitely not the right play, considering that the infield was playing back, conceding the run. You have a 5-run lead, you play back, and it's up to the hitter to hit that ball on the ground, which is exactly what Young did.
So the 51s get a break there, and it should be 2 outs and a run. Instead, the run is in anyway. 1 out. Fielder's choice and an RBI for Delwyn Young. And here's Brian Myro. Lefty versus lefty. Here's the pitch. Fastball is a called strike. 0-1. So the 51s down 10-3 have now made it 10-6. And Myro, the big power guy up there, 0 for 3 in this game. With a run scored, he reached on an error in third. He flied out to deep left center leading off the 5th. His last up ball got to the track before it was caught by Prieto. 0-1 pitch. And Myro chops one to second. They should get 2 on this. Speck goes to second for 1 on the first. That's a double play. 4-6-3 it goes. 51's rally is over in the 6th inning as Rowenhorst does his job. And for Las Vegas in the 6th inning, they do collect 3 runs, and they knock out Chris Buchek on 2 hits. Back-to-back triples by D.J. Jackson and Jose Flores. And by the way, for Flores, that's his 6th triple, which leads the club. Nobody left on base. And at the end of 6, Salt Lake 10, 51-6.
Do you play golf? Would you like to play 3 different courses all in one beautiful location and still have money left over to play again the next day? Then Golf Summerlin is the place for you. Come play Highland Falls, Palm Valley, and Eagle Crest. All 3 courses will keep you coming back for more. Golf Summerlin is also a great choice for your next tournament or group outing. For more information, call 254-7010. That's 254-7010. Golf Summerlin. 3 great courses, all open to the public, all very affordable.
The Morning Extravaganza, weekdays at 6 a.m. on Fox Sports Radio 1460.
Call 383-0383. Mr. Artisan Classified Ads, where you can buy and sell most anything through the Artisan Classified Ads. Oh, now there's TVs, bicycles, and stereos too. From antiques to cheaper, the classifieds are here for you. Call 383-0383. Treasure Artisan Classified Ads. 0383. If you've got a or a that you want to sell, or your needs repair, you like a or maybe a or get it, drop it off the phone and let the Artisan work for you. Call 383-0383. Treasure Artisan Classified Ads. 383-0383.
Welcome back again, my friends. We're here at Cashman Field, and at the end of 6, it is a 10-6 lead for the Salt Lake Stingers. And lefty Orlando Rodriguez, who relieved Scott Erickson in the 6th inning, and walked the first couple of men he faced, and the 2-run single Luke Allen. That's right now, Jerry. That 2-run single is looming a little large at the moment.
Absolutely. 4 runs, it's tough. You got to get a couple of men on and then hope for a rally. But with 2 runs, all it takes is one guy to get on and one swing. Bloop, a blast, and you're back in the ballgame.
Bloop, a bleeder, and a blast.
That's it.
So Rodriguez will pitch the 7th inning. 51s are trailing 10-6 to Salt Lake. And Ryan Buddy, who had singled in 2 runs, struck out and single again. Coming up now, he's hitting .231. Orlando Rodriguez. Hard-throwing lefty deal. Fastball's low, ball 1. 1-0. Congratulations to Florida Marlins manager Jack McKeon, who added a twist to his post-game ritual tonight, tipping champagne to go along with his customary cigar. Pitches a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. There's a lot to celebrate. His talented young player Miguel Cabrera hit a 3-run double with 2 outs in the 7th inning to cap a comeback by the Marlins. They beat the Mets 5-4. McKeon's 1,000th Major League win. Trader Jack, when he was GM, the pitch is low, ball 2, 2 balls and a strike. And that's a great milestone for Jack McKeon. 2 balls and a strike to count to Buddy. Ryan Speck next, and Chris Prieto. 2-1 pitch. And 1 bounces, and it's 3-1. Ball rolls to the left of the plate.
How about 5 years ago, McKeon probably never thought he was going to manage again. Hits a shot with the Florida Marlins when Jeff Torborg was fired, and took him on to a World's Championship and beat the Yankees. And here he is now getting his 1,000th victory. Congratulations to Jack.
3-1. Low and inside, ball 4. So Buddy draws a walk. Had a chance to be around him during the winter meetings a little bit, and also in spring training in Florida. He's just one of those guys that, for me, I would happily pay money just to sit and listen to him talk baseball. Between the strategic angles that he offers, evaluations of various players, and the stories. I mean, you know, this guy goes back
way back.
Several decades, put it that way. Here's Speck. He's lined down, homered, and grounded out. The pitch. Fastball rides high, ball 1. 1 ball, no time. Speck, switch hitter, batting right-handed for the first time.
I used to see those, or hear those stories when Lasorda would get together with the likes of Sparky Anderson, Whitey Herzog.
Speck takes a strike, 1-1.
Top flight managers in their own right, as well as Lasorda. I once told Tommy after he was talking to Whitey, I told him, I said, after you guys say hello, everything after that's a lie. Why would they want to tell the truth to one another? They just want to test, feel each other out and get an idea of what they're thinking.
So to first base, and Buddy's back in there.
And I imagine Jack McKeon is of the same cloth.
as a reward for his 1,000th win. McKeon was given a trip to the Atlantis Resort in the Bahamas by owner Jeffrey Laurie. The pitch is high, 2 balls and a strike. Not a bad bone to toss to your skipper right there for winning his 1,000th game.
That's very nice. A couple of years ago, he gave McKeon a Mercedes because he never had one. And he had made mention he never had one. Next thing you know, at the parking lot at the ballpark, there's a brand new shiny Mercedes.
Fastball's a strike, 2-2. There you are.
Probably matched the Florida Marlin colors of the World Series ring that they received after defeating the Yankees. Boy, was that a big ring.
Oh, boy.
Did you see that?
That could have been the hood ornament for the Mercedes.
Yes, it could have.
Wow. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rodriguez gets that and the pitch. Breaking ball. Ooh, he just missed low with that pitch. That was close. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Buddy at first base and nobody out. In the top of the 7th inning, Salt Lake leading 10-6. Orlando Rodriguez wobbling with his control since he's come in. He has walked 3 of the 5 men he has faced. And this will be a 3-2 pitch. The runner goes, swung on a miss, throw to second by Gutierrez. Is high and sliding in safely with a steal is Buddy. A better throw and he's out. And a very nice effort by Delwyn Young to jump high to catch the ball. And again, Gutierrez a strong throw, but simply sailed it high. So Buddy steals second base. Speck strikes out. Second strikeout for Rodriguez. And the batter's Chris Prieto. Prieto has walked, doubled and scored, doubled again, and grounded out to first. All his at-bats against Scott Erickson in this game. 10-6 Salt Lake in the top of the 7th inning. Get some updates for you. Big League and PTL want to keep everybody informed. Salt Lake folks especially about what's going on with Tacoma. The pitch is a strike, 0-1. Let's run down some quick Big League updates from the games we haven't updated for a while. 7th inning, San Francisco 6, Arizona 3. And the pitch misses. 8th inning, Angels at home leading Seattle now 2-1. Brendan Donnelly on relief, but he's facing a first and third out situation. He's facing Raul Ibanez right now. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Buddy at second base, fastball up and away, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike is the count. Callaspo waits on deck as Rodriguez goes for a walk behind the mound. And all the other games are final. Post-game show will run down all of those scores for you. Buddy at second base, 1 out. Rodriguez up top, peering into Gutierrez. Lefty versus lefty. Prieto waits, and the pitch. And he checked his swing on a pitch that was up and in. They appeal. A.J. Wendell III confirms no swing. 3 balls and 1 strike is the count. Okay. Callaspo in the on-deck circle. Now, Rodriguez nods yes to the sign offered by Gutierrez. 3-1 pitch. Prieto takes it a little outside. Ball for some close pitches. And the impression maybe is that Rodriguez had thrown more strikes to Gorno and Mathis. He might be getting more of the close calls right here.
Maybe so. That's a good way to look at it. But Prieto, a veteran AAA player, knows that strike zone is going to try to get the count to his favor, which is exactly what he did, then draws the walk. So it puts more of a threat on those base pass runners on first and second, 1 out here in the top of the 7th for Salt Lake.
Ryan Roop gets up in the Las Vegas pen. Here's Callaspo. So now Rodriguez has walked 4 men. He's only faced 7. And Callaspo, 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored. He's also laid down a sacrifice bunt. Rodriguez nodding yes to Gutierrez. And he's set. And the pitch. Fastball, that's a strike. 0-1. Callaspo batting from the right side for the first time in the game. Switch hitter against Orlando Rodriguez. First and second with 1 out in the top of the 7th inning. And the pitch. That's in the dirt. Nice pick up there by Gutierrez. 1 ball and 1 strike count. Callaspo a couple of years ago was in low A ball, and he bypassed high Class A to go to Double A last year, and he also shifted from second base to shortstop. He's DHing in this game, so he's made a number of adjustments, and he's basically answered every challenge along the way. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. 2 on, 1 out, and the pitch. And it's fouled over a heads up here. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. One and 2. So Rodriguez takes his cap off, wipes some perspiration away. Roop stops throwing in the 51's bullpen for the moment. And Rodriguez taking his time between pitches, making Callaspo wait. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 10-6 Salt Lake. 1 out, 2 on, top of the 7th inning. And the look, the 1-2 pitch. Fastball a little inside, ball 2. Callaspo bails out of the box. 2 balls and 2 strikes is the count. Russ Langer here along with Jerry Royce. The final night game of 2005. Fan Appreciation Night. Big fireworks show afterwards. And immediately after the game, they'll have the presentation of some of the 51's team awards. And then, big-time fireworks show. Those are always great shows out here. This will be a 2-2 to Callaspo. And he swings and fouls that one back. And a little battle going on right now between these two guys. Okay, let's check now. The Tacoma-Sacramento game is now in the 7th inning. Tacoma batting in the bottom of the 7th inning, still trailing Sacramento. It is Sacramento 1, Tacoma nothing in the bottom of the 7th. 2-2. Rodriguez very deliberate right here. Gutierrez flashing a sign out. Young lefty's off the rubber. And now back on. Buddy off the bag at second base, hands on his hips. Prieto off first base. The 2-2 stretch and the pitch. And he hits it down the right field line going foul. And that'll go into the corner. And the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. You see potential with Rodriguez with regard to his arm. Now, obviously, he's not throwing a lot of strikes at the moment, but what do you see?
I tell you what, when he throws as hard as he does, 92, 94, you hope that it's just a matter of time before he gets some kind of command of that fastball. Because that's the starting point. Whether it's to one side of the plate or the other really doesn't matter. You have to be able to control at least one side of the plate with one pitch in order to have any reason to be here in AAA. That's not the case I've seen so far.
This is the 2-2 pitch now. There's a high foul to the right. That'll be a souvenir. And it's a 2-2 count still to Callaspo.
No doubt it's a major league velocity-wise fastball. And occasionally I see some pretty good action, some good sink action away from a right-handed batter. But it's not often enough and it's not consistent enough. So it's something to work on. Perhaps he'll play winter ball. And maybe they'll just hit him. But remember, he's had that surgery, and that surgery's kind of tricky because even though it's a Tommy John surgery, no two surgeries like that are alike. And nobody recovers from them just the same way.
2-2 pitch. The high foul down the right field side. Myro in pursuit, but he won't get it. It is beyond the bullpen and a couple of rows outside the field.
But what I do see is 2 potential pitches that are plus pitches, major league caliber type plus pitches. So it may take a little extra time for him to get there, but generally speaking, left-handed pitchers come along usually a year or 2 later than a right-handed counterpart. Why that is, I don't know. Maybe it's just the way it happens. But I'd stay with him. Definitely stay with him. He does have a future.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Buddy away from second. Prieto off first with 1 out. 2-2 pitch. And he lines one to Myro, who catches it, throws to second base high. And by the time the Flores can come down on the bag, Buddy is back on the bag. So a near double play. The line drive was caught by Myro, and he had a chance to double up Buddy at second base, but the throw was high. Flores went up to get it, came down a little late. Here comes Jerry Royster, and with Lou Merlone due up, Royster is looking toward Roop, who has resumed his throwing in the bullpen. And now he wants Roop. So we got a pitching change here in the top of the 7th inning. 2 on with 2 out, and Rodriguez will depart with the 2 men on base. Pitching change sponsored by Red Rock Mechanical. For all your heating and air conditioning needs, give Red Rock Mechanical a call at 853-7135. Back with more right after this.
What a game this is turning out to be. But hey, while there's a lull in the action, why not grab a cold one? After all, it's pretty warm out there. In fact, make mine a cold, refreshing glass of water from Crystal Peak Water Company. You see, Crystal Peak Water uses a meticulous 6-step process for absolutely pure and noticeably better tasting water. For easy startup delivery service to your home or office, call 88 Water. That's 889-2837. Crystal Peak Water Company. Clearly better tasting water.
The Vegas Sports Wire, weekdays at 7 a.m. on Fox Sports Radio 1460.
Hey, you know what's cool? Strutting into a downtown Las Vegas classic like you own the place. Hitting the casino for some gambling like it used to be. At the blackjack tables, on the slot machines, in the sports book, and in the poker room. Having a meal that make the chefs at some of the new frou-frou joints on the Strip question their own culinary credentials. Or hanging with your friends before catching the headliner in the showroom, and the whole time getting treated with the kind of service that snatched the AAA Ford Diamond Award for 28 consecutive years. You locals know what I'm talking about. Golden Nugget Las Vegas. It's been the jewel of downtown since 1946, and yeah, that's cool. Golden Nugget Las Vegas. That's downtown Las Vegas. Come in, and like the boys with the 51s know, you better come to play. Get more at goldennugget.com.
Welcome back again, my friends. We're here at Cashman Field, top of the seventh inning. Salt Lake leading by a score of 10-6. Scott Erickson went 5 2/3. Orlando Rodriguez goes 1 inning, and so far he's charged with 1 run, which is earned on 1 hit, but he walked 4 and he struck out 2. And the lefty with a good arm, but Wild will now give way to Ryan Roop, who'll try to go after the veteran Lou Merloni and get out of the inning. 10-6 Salt Lake. Russ Langer with Jerry Royce. Merloni 1 for 4. He had a check swing ground out in the 6th. In his last at bat, he was the last man that Erickson faced in this game. 10-6 Salt Lake. 2 on and 2 out in the top of the 7th inning. Roop, big righty, gets set. And here he comes. Slider is down low, ball 1.
Ryan Roop, overall, 4 6, earned run average around 6.5. He's been in 22 ball games. And he started 11. 74 in the 3rd innings, 71 strikeouts, 24 walks. As a reliever, 11 ball games, 19 in the 3rd innings.
Runners go. A ground ball in the left field for a base hit. Around third is Buddy. He'll score as Theodore gets it back in. Stopping at second base is Prieto. It is 11-6 Salt Lake, and they've scored now in every inning but the first. And that run is charged to Rodriguez. So walks hurt Rodriguez in the 6th when he came in, and they hurt him again in the 7th inning. That ground ball just got to the left side. So Prieto's at second base. He was on the move, but because the play was in front of him and there are 2 outs, he stopped. Merloni has his second hit, and here's Gorneau, who has doubled. Reached on the field choice, grounded out, and walked. He's also scored 3 times. He is 1 for 3. The pitch. Fastball, that's the strike, and the count is 0-1.
A little surprised to see the runners in motion, 2 men out. I was, especially runners on first and second. You don't want to take the chance of having that 3rd out produce to third base. But it worked.
The 0-1 to Gorneau. A lot of power from this young man. He hits a base hit in the center field. Prieto's around third. He's being waved in by Dino Evil, and he'll score as Jackson gets it back into Flores. It is 12-6 Salt Lake. Back-to-back RBI singles by the Stingers off of Ryan Roop. Merloni stops at second base. And so 2 men walk in the inning, and they both score. And Gorneau has his second hit. And for Nick Gorneau, that is his 108th RBI. And so Gorneau leads the league in RBIs. And now it is up to Roop to go after Jeff Mathis, who has walked, homered, grounded out, and walked again. 1 for 2. So Gorneau leads the league with 108 RBIs now. Here's the pitch. Mathis takes a strike at the knees. It is 0-1. Rick Short of New Orleans was flirting with 400, but right now he's at 383 entering today's play, so highly unlikely he'll get there, but a tremendous season nonetheless. 0-1 the count. 2 on with 2 out, and the pitch, and it's up and away. 1 ball and 1 strike.
If somebody had told Rick Short that he was going to hit 383 going into the final couple of days of the season, he'd been thrilled. But now he's probably just a little bit disappointed because of where he came from. He had a chance to hit 400.
1-1, 2 on with 2 out. And the pitch is a slider swung on a miss, 1-2. The year that George Brett flirted with 400, 1980, when he ended up hitting 390 for the Royals and went to the World Series. They asked the Royals hitting coach, Charlie Lau, what sort of advice do you give George Brett? And he said, I tell him, way to hit, George.
What are you going to say?
What he's going to say is right. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Merloni at second, Gorneau at first base. 13 hits for Salt Lake. They lead 12-6. And the 1-2 pitch to Jeff Mathis is coming. And a fastball is swung on a miss, strike 3. Roop fires a fastball by Mathis, and the top of the 7th inning is over. And in the top of the 7th inning, 2 more runs for the Salt Lake Stingers on 2 hits. No errors. They leave a couple of men on base. And we're now in the stretch half of the 7th inning here at Cashman Field. And the score at the end is 6.5 in Game 2 of this 4-game series. The Salt Lake Stingers have 12, and the Las Vegas 51 have 6.
I'm part of a family. We keep the lights on in the schools, in the neighborhoods,
and in businesses all across Nevada.
We're on call no matter what kind of emergency.
It could be a call in the middle of the night to one home in the middle of the desert.
Sometimes it's just teaching people about safety.
It's a great feeling knowing the work you do matters.
We keep things running.
Just like you, I'm a customer. My name is Lloyd Bird. My name is Bill McKendry. I'm Eric Sechik.
I'm Dwayne Hobson.
My name is Bill King, and I'm one of the 850 members of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. We're the people behind Nevada Power, and we're customers too.
Advertisement not paid by customers of Nevada Power.
Hey, this is the Sports Take from the Wise Guys. Catch us every weekday noon to 2 on Fox Sports Radio 1460.
We have automobile insurance with American Family.
Our home is insured with American Family Insurance.
People like American Family Insurance for all kinds of reasons, including discounts on auto and homeowners insurance.
I've had my auto insurance with American Family for 19 years.
I recommend them any day.
Call today and find out how much you could save with American Family Insurance. All your protection under one roof.
American Family Insurance.
See the yellow pages for the American Family agent nearest you and call today or visit us at amfam.com.
Welcome back again, friends. We're in the stretch half of the 7th inning, 12-6. Salt Lake leading the Las Vegas 51s, along with Jerry Royce, Russ Langer with you, and the lefty Jonathan Rowenhorst is going to pitch the bottom of the 7th inning now to Jason Grabowski, Cody Ross, and Nick Theodoro. Rowenhorst came in to relieve Chris Buchek in the 6th inning, and Buchek goes 5 1/3, and he is charged with the 6 Vegas runs, 3 of them earned on 10 hits. He walked 3, hit a batter, and struck out 3. So Jason Grabowski steps up now as the Salt Lake team leading 12-6, and Rowenhorst with a very unusual delivery, and the fastball's up and away, ball 1. Rowenhorst, you watch him with nobody on base, he has a very wild leg kick. He kicks the leg up and back like a pendulum. Yip, yip, and here comes the pitch. And it's swung on a miss, 1-1. What do you make of that?
I wonder where he picked it up. I wonder what possessed him the first time that he actually threw a baseball to deliver it like that. But it seems to work. It's a timing mechanism, and he's able to deliver it and get himself at least as far as AAA.
Breaking ball's a strike. It's 1-2 on Jason Grabowski, who was walked and fouled out and grounded out. I'm sure there's a story behind that.
I'm sure there is.
1 ball and 2 strikes on Grabowski with Cody Ross next and Nick Theodoro in the bottom of the 7th. 1-2 pitch. And he taps it foul behind the plate to the backstop. It is still a ball and 2 strikes.
Not only that, but he has a little bit of a yip in his arm as he delivers his pitch. You'll note with a lot of pitchers, it's a smooth release from the ball out of the glove all the way around, and it's somewhat like an arc. With him, it's a little bit of a jerk back here, stops and then delivers it, and it's not quite directly overhand. It's just a little bit above his ear as he delivers that pitch. So he's got a lot of things going. Big leg kick, a yip, as he delivers the pitch to the plate.
1-2 pitch to Grabowski. And it's a soft liner over the head of Maloney down the left field line for a base hit. Gourneau over to pick it up, and Grabowski, nice piece of hitting right there to poke that ball over Maloney's head.
And it's tough for a left-handed batter to pick this up off a left-handed pitcher, because you got all kinds of different things going. The first time you may see him, but he's able to get enough of the batter on the ball, bloop it in the left field, and begin things here for the 51s in the 7th. As they trail by 6, he begins it with a base hit.
That's the 11th Las Vegas hit. Once again, the 51s who've been playing catch-up all night try to mount another comeback. Ross is 1 for 3 with an RBI, and he takes a fastball a little high, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes.
Rowenhorst grew up just inside the shadows of Anaheim Stadium. Went to Biola College, which is close to Whittier. La Mirada, California.
Fastball to strike in the outside corner, 1-1.
Christian High School in Cypress, so he's been playing baseball and matriculating all around the Southern California area.
This will be a 1-1 to Ross. And a high fly to the right, goes right, slicing foul toward the corner. And that is into the corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
How about that? To sign with the Angels, where you grew up, have a chance to play big league ball. You're just a notch away from the big leagues playing in AAA. That's almost be a dream come true.
Gotta be. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Cody Ross. And Rowenhorst getting set. Trying to get the wave going downstairs. That's what we're in the background. Fastball, time ball 2. 2-2. How's that wave going? It's going on the left field corner, and the folks are catching on down there pretty well. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Just a little work. They'll get it right.
Yeah. That'll be a 2-2 to Ross. And it's a fly ball to shallow right. Coming in a hurry is Allen, but he's there now to make the catch. Back to first goes Grabowski. Ross is now 1 for 4. And that's soft fly ball to right. And there's Nick Theodoro. It is 12-6 Salt Lake in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Theodoro's batted left-handed the first 3 at-bats in this ballgame, producing 2 hits and an RBI. Turns around, bats right-handed. Big differential. Righties against righties, batting .220 against lefties, probably just over the 300 mark. So Theodoro much better from the other side, but still you have the versatility, play a number of different positions, bats from both sides of the plate. Very valuable to this ball club.
He's 2 for 3 in this game, and he takes a pitch outside, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Getting back to the story before about the early 50s, early and mid 50s. Baseball began to integrate in 1947, but it really didn't. The integration part didn't catch on until the early to mid 50s, which is low. 2-0 to Theodoro, and there are a lot of historians who feel that that period from then through 1960 was as competitive an era as any because it was post-integration yet pre-expansion, and so you can make a case for a number of different eras as being competitive for various reasons. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Theodoro as Rowenhorst deals. That's line to third off the glove of Merloni into foul territory. He was lunging toward the line. Now he goes to pick it up. Grabowski stops at second base on a base hit by Theodoro, his third. 2-on-2 out, and the batter is Mike Cabrera.
Theodoro got a high fastball. Got the good meat part of the bat on that ball. They drilled it down the third base line. Actually hooked it. And Merloni, playing deep at third, was able to get a glove on it. But that ball had some action on it as it went off the top of his glove, rolled down the left field line in foul territory. And we got something going on here in the 51st half of the 7th. 2 men on, 1 out. They trail by 6.
Now Cabrera with a 51 position to make a run at the Stingers here in the 7th inning. Down by 6, but with 2 on and 1 out. Send up Nakamura to pinch hit for Mike Cabrera. Nakamura is okay after missing yesterday with a sore knee. Got hit by a pitch there. Nakamura at 247, 22 homers, 66 RBIs, which matches the number on his back. Here's the pitch. He hits a chop on the third base side foul. Strike 1, 0-1 to Nakamura.
We have a pitcher on the mound with a very unconventional delivery, and Nakamura at the plate with an equally unconventional approach. You see him stand there, feet very close together, wide open stance. He's got his hands just about neck high, that bat constantly moving, but he picks that leg up as the pitch approaches the plate.
He takes it up and away, ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Cocks that bat back and gets himself ready. I'll mel out. It's a big bat. Looks like it has a huge barrel, a thin handle, shining and black. It's a war stick.
1 ball and 1 strike. Rowenhorst collects the sign from Mathis. 2 on, 1 out, bottom of the 7th. Here's the pitch. A ground ball back to Rowenhorst. He drops it, now picks it up and throws to first base in time to get Nakamura. And on the plate, Grabowski takes third, Theodoro to second. That was a room service double play ball. And both sides have had some trouble with potential double play balls in this game. 2 out with a base hit by Gutierrez now. Could make it a 4-run game.
Rowenhurst might have thought that ball was hit just a little bit harder. He was in position to field it, but he was in too much of a hurry to catch that ball and make that turn. Then he dropped it. But he did the right thing when he recovered because he still had plenty of time to get Nakamura going down the line at first. A couple runners advance in the scoring position, but he has 2 men out.
Second and third, 2 down for Gutierrez. Here's the pitch. And it's low and inside, breaking ball. Ball one. Gutierrez has singled, fouled out, and he was hit by a pitch in the 6th inning and then scored on D.J. Jackson's triple. 51's back-to-back triples in the 6th inning. They trailed in the game 12-6. Second and third, 2 down. Gutierrez waiting on the 1-0. Rowan Horst steps off the rubber now. One ball and no strikes to count. The look now by Rowan Horst. And the 1-0 pitch. A line drive in the right field. That's a base hit. Grabowski scores zero, being waved in. Now Allen drops the ball. So 2 runs scored. Go back to first base is not in time to get Gutierrez. And indeed, the failure of the Salt Lake team to turn the double play cost them 2 runs. It's now 12-8 Salt Lake.
Nice piece of hitting by Gutierrez as he got a fastball. That might have been off the plate on the outside part. But he was able to extend his arms, drive that ball into right field. Theodore, the runner on second, read that ball perfectly off the bat. He got a great jump coming off second base, had a pretty good lead, was able to score easily. And I doubt even Allen, who has a good arm in right field, if he had fielded the ball cleanly, would have been able to throw him out at home.
Jackson takes a pitch up and away, ball one. Jackson has grounded out, singled and tripled in a run and scored. He's 2 for 3. Each team with 13 hits. And the 51s trail 12-8 in the bottom of the 7th inning. A righty's up in the Salt Lake pen. Rowan Horst looks at first, comes home. Jackson takes a fastball, high ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes to count. Two and 0. Jackson cranking the bat around. Rowan Horst gets a sign from Mathis. And here's the 2-0. Jackson swings hard and fouls it off the catcher. Mathis. Ball rolls right to the on-deck hitter, Jose Flores. 2 balls and a strike. Edwin Jackson will make the 3rd start of the season tomorrow for the Dodgers when he takes Brad Penny's spot in the rotation. Jackson got his first win this year in his last start, August 27th against Houston Astros. 2-1 pitch. Jackson has to drive to deep center field. Taylor going back, but he was playing deep, so he reaches up and makes the catch. And that finishes the inning. If Prieto's not playing deep, that might be another triple for Jackson, because he is very quick. But he was playing deep, and he's able to get that ball. 51 settled for 2 in the 7th inning on 3 base hits. No errors, and 3 left. And at the end of 7, the score. It is Salt Lake 12, and the Las Vegas 51s 8.
In a bleak future, controlled by a massive corporation, one man will rise. One man who's willing to rock. We Will Rock You, the London smash hit musical from Queen and Ben Elton. Join our hero and his band of bohemians on their wild journey to save rock and roll. We Will Rock You. Now at Paris, Las Vegas. Tickets start at $45. Call 877-ROCK-SHOW, Ticketmaster, or visit ParisLasVegas.com.
Have you ever seen the world from behind the wheel of an RV? Have you ever roasted marshmallows over an open fire and told spooky tales? Have you ever just wanted to grab the kids and go with ease? Well, now's your chance. Come down to DKRV today and check out our large selection of motorhomes, travel trailers, fifth wheels, and toy haulers. New, pre-owned, gas or diesel, we have it all. DKRV, 3675 Boulder Highway, just south of Hera, 436 DKRV.
I got something that'll make you feel better.
Fox Sports Radio 1460.
Check out the locals' true favorite, the Silver Nugget Casino in beautiful North Las Vegas. Whether you're looking for hot gaming action, great dining, bowling, or you just want to shoot some pool over an ice cold one, we've got it all. This week in Touchdown Sports Lounge, 30-cent wings and solid drafts. Catch your favorite games on our 10-foot wide screen here on Las Vegas Boulevard, just north of Lake Mead. Stop by today and try the locals' true favorite, the Silver Nugget.
Camden and Oasis Apartment Homes are proud sponsors of the Las Vegas 51s. Camden and Oasis Apartment Homes are here to provide you with 32 locations in the Las Vegas and Houston areas. From studios to 3-bedroom, family-sized apartment homes, there's something to fit anyone's needs and everyone's budget. Stop by any Camden and Oasis Apartment Home community, or while you're at the ballpark, check out our ad and play ball. Camden and Oasis Apartment Homes, the only choice in apartments. For more information, call us toll-free at 1-877-7-CAMDEN.
Back to action here at Cashman Field in the 8th inning as Ryan Roop set to deliver to Luke Allen. Off-speed pitch. Allen way out in front, swings through it for a strike. It's a knockdown, drag-out affair here at Cashman Field. Salt Lake, 12 runs, 13 hits, and a pair of errors. 51's 8-13-1. Allen, high fly ball, deep to right field. Going back is Ross to the track, to the wall, and he makes the catch. What a play by Cody Ross in right field. That ball was hit to deep right center. Ross, playing straight up in right field, had a long way to go, had an angle to make, and kept going, got to the track, got to the wall, and was able to make it with a short jump. So out number one registered here in the top of the eighth inning as the 51s trail by 4. Ryan Roop delivers breaking ball that misses outside for a ball. Brandon Wood. Wood has punched out twice. He's also delivered an RBI double. Roop working fast, throws an off-speed pitch for a strike count, 1-1.
Ladies and gentlemen, Finch Broadcasting. Jerry,
1-1 pitch coming up to Brandon Wood, and he swings and misses, and a slider down and away, 1-2.
Another good slider. Roop working very fast. A couple of sliders. One thing they've learned about Brandon Wood in the 2 nights that he's played here is a hard time hitting the breaking ball.
1-2 pitch coming, and that's sinker's low ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ryan Buddy is on deck, top of the 8th inning. Another slugfest here at Cashman Field. 2-2 pitch. And Wood chases that breaking ball down and away. Strike 3. That's the third time he has struck out. And the batter's Ryan Buddy.
I'm sure that Wood saw breaking balls down in Class A. Now, in Class A, 321, 43 home runs, 115 RBIs. That's a season's worth anyway. But it's a different kind of pitching up here. Guys throw breaking balls behind the count. They'll throw it 3-1, 2-0. The only time you may see a fastball hit is in the on-deck circle.
Good fastball knee-high for a strike to Buddy, 0-1. He had single and 2, struck out single, walk, stolen base, and scored. He's 2 out of 3. 2 outs, nobody on, top of the 8th inning. Former Tampa Bay Devil Ray Ryan Roop delivers. And that sinker's a strike again. Good pitch. Roop throwing some quality pitches here in the 8th inning. 0-2 to Big Ryan, who was out of Texas A&M. Now back with the 0-2 to Buddy. And that sinker's too low, ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Roop wearing 51. Rocks kicks, delivers the 1-2. Good slider, swung on and missed, strike 3. Oh, that's a nasty pitch toward the outside. A great 2-strike pitch by Ryan Roop, and he works a 1-2-3-8 for the first time since the first inning. The Salt Lake Stingers don't put anything up on the board. And we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Salt Lake 12, 51's 8.
Check out the locals' true favorite, the Silver Nugget Casino in beautiful North Las Vegas. Whether you're looking for hot getting action, great dining, bowling, or you just want to shoot some pool for a nice cold one, we've got it all. This week in Touchdown Sports Lounge, 30-10 wings and dollar draft. Catch your favorite games on our 10-foot wide screen here on Las Vegas Boulevard, just north of Lake Mead. Stop by today and try the locals' true favorite, the Silver Nugget.
It's Papa Joe. Join me weekdays at 4 right here on Fox Sports Radio, 1460.
Welcome back, friends. Along with Jerry Race, Russ Langer with you. Bottom of the 8th inning, a 12-8 lead for the Salt Lake Stingers. And the 51s get Bo Danimer up in the bullpen. And Jonathan Rowenhorst is gone after an inning and 2/3. In relief of starter Chris Buchek, and he allowed 2 runs. and both of the runs were earned for Rowenhorst. He surrenders 3 base hits. No walks, no strikeouts. The new pitcher is righty Jason Olson.
Olson making his third appearance has a bloated ERA of 7.7. Pitching just 2 1/3 innings. He struck out 2, walked 1. Formerly Dodger property until about the middle of the season. The Angels picked him up. Olson, 6'2", 180. Went to high school in Chino Valley, Arizona. Makes his home now in Prescott, Arizona. 26 years old, a right-hander. He's ready to deliver to the top of the order. Jose Flores steps in. 3 hits on the evening.
And the pitch is outside. Flores a double, an infield hit on a run scored, a walk, and an RBI triple in the 6th run scored. He's a home run away from the cycle. There's the 1-0 pitch to him. And he takes the strike. It is a ball and a strike now. So, Olson, 6'2", 180, 27 years old. And missed all of last year. He was hurt. Here's a 1-1 pitch. And a called strike to Flores. And the count is a ball and 2 strikes to Olson. Olson getting set. 1-2 pitch to Flores. Fastball lifted to center. Coming in is Prieto. And he'll reach up and make the grab. So for the first time tonight, Flores is dispatched. And the batter, Delwin Young, was grounded out, walked and scored, hit into a double play. And a fielder's choice, which resulted in a run. So he's 0 for 3 with a run scored and an RBI. Here's the pitch. Delwin Young swings and grounds one foul outside first. Strike 1. 0-1 the count to Young. 1 out, nobody on. Last of the 8th inning. 12,472 to pay to tenants tonight. Young hits a ground ball. It's going to roll to right field for a base hit. And the 51's trying to take another chunk out of the Salt Lake lead. They've been trailing all night. 2-0 after 2. 6-0 after 2.5. 6-3. 7-3. 8-3. 10-3. 10-5. Then 12-6. And now 12-8. And they're trying to run it up again. Myro 0 for 4. He's reached on the fielder's choice and scored. Wrapped into a 4-6-3 double play against the lucky Rowenhorst in the 6th inning his last time around.
For Delwin Young, that base hit extends his hitting streak now to 16 games.
Longest streak of the year by a 51's hitter. And that's great because he's been here less than 2 months. Here's Myro, and the pitch is low ball 1.
You know, we talked before on broadcast, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Certainly Delwin Young is finishing on a high note.
1-0 pitch. Myro takes a strike toward the outside part of the plate. And it counts as a ball and a strike to Brian Myro. One and 1. The look now on the 1-1 pitch. Myro swings and misses at a high pitch. It is a ball and 2 strikes.
Myro's thinking about making this score 12-10. Chased a high breaking ball. It was on the outside part of the plate. He whipped right through it. There goes 1 and 2.
Olson, time in the big leagues this year. Here's a look now. The 1-2 strikes on the right-hander's pitch. Myro takes it down and in ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Two and 2 to Myro. And Young leads off first, held on by Buddy. The 2-2 stretch. And the pitch is on the way. That one bounces to the backstop. Mathis will go get it. Down to second base goes Delwin Young. On a wild pitch, charge to Jason Olson. Olson was in 36 games for the Dodgers AA team in Jacksonville. 1-3 with a 5.86 ERA. And was at 4 games for Arkansas. And had 1 save down there. 3-2 to Brian Myro. The look now by Olson. And the pitch coming. Fastball line to center base hit. Around there, Young is being waved in by Duncan. Hill scores. Prieto gets it back in. And go look now. It's 12-9 Salt Lake. And Jason Grabowski is coming up.
Myro took on previous pitch. A huge swing came up empty. This time short that swing a little bit. 2 strikes to doesn't want to strike out. Over the runner in scoring position, lined it hard up the middle. Prieto playing just a little bit deeper right now later in the ball game. Wouldn't have had a chance to get the runner young as he came around to score a run here in the 8th inning, cutting that lead to 3.
15 Las Vegas hits. Here's Grabowski. And the pitch low and in, ball 1. To the crowd here to see the ball game and a fireworks show. And they may be seeing 2 fireworks shows. 51s have yet to hit one over the wall, but they've got 15 hits and have rattled Salt Lake pitchers for 9 runs. Here's the 1-0 to Grabowski. There's a grumble to the first base, backhanded by Buddy. He throws to second for 1. And now the double clutch and the throw to first base. Hey! Wood, the shortstop, double clutch, waiting for Olson to get there, and the throw was to Olson's right. He had to reach with a backhand effort, and safe at first base is Grabowski. And once again, Salt Lake not able to turn double play. Let's see if that costs him here.
That's the defense lapse right there. That's the responsibility of Olson to get over to that bag once that ball's there on the right side, particularly if it's hit through a first baseman, and if the first baseman's right-handed, he's got to have his momentum all go with the throw. So it's truly your responsibility as a pitcher to be there to get the back-end throw from the shortstop. Olson was late. It keeps the inning alive.
Here's Cody Ross. Plenty of power. He's got 20 home runs. Breaking ball is outside, ball 1. One swing from Ross could make it a 1-run game. So the 51s took advantage of the Salt Lake inability to turn a double play. In the 7th inning, the moment Nakamura hit, and they got 2 runs out of it. Now they trail 12-9. The 1-0 pitch to Ross. Fastball fouled over the press box, 1-1. Ross on the night, 1 for 4 with an RBI and a single. He flat out to right in the 7th, and his last at bat against Rowenhorst. In Tacoma, they're in the 9th inning. Sacramento 2, Tacoma nothing. Tacoma is up for their last shot at Sacramento closer Chris Mabius. Keep an eye on that. Here's a 1-1 pitch from Olson. Breaking ball down and away. Backhanded by Mathis, 2-1. Again, Salt Lake entered the night down by 2 games with 3 to play, counting this game. So if Salt Lake wins and Sacramento goes ahead and beats Tacoma, they'll still have life. There'll still be a pulse. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Ross takes a fastball low. It is 3-1, and Nick Theodoro is on deck.
And the 51s, though, got to give them credit. They haven't laid down. Last night they were blown out of the water, and, of course, when you come to the ballpark knowing that you have just 3 games left, sometimes the last thing on your mind is the ball game that night.
Ross takes it a little bit up and away. Ball 4. So, Grabowski goes to second. Ross at first, and the tying run approaches home plate in the person of Nick Theodoro. Jeff Mathis calls time, walks out to the mound, mask in his hand. Now he puts the mask on. Here comes manager Dino Edel striding purposely out toward the mound. And I think he wants his right-hander tuning up in the bullpen right now. And now we understand it's a final score. 2-0 Sacramento has beaten Tacoma. Appreciate Jim Byers, the Oklahoma radio man, with a quick feed over the internet to let us know that fact. Meanwhile, there's a pitching change here as the strategic wheels continue to spin. Pitching change sponsored by Red Rock Mechanical. For all your heating and air conditioning needs, call Red Rock Mechanical at 853-7135. 2 on, 2 out. Bottom of the 8th, 12-9 Salt Lake. Back with more after this.
American Family followed us everywhere.
Wherever they moved, Brad and Kim Tyler liked the security of having American Family Auto Insurance.
All I had to do was call my agent, and immediately they follow up on it.
They're very responsive.
They take care of us.
Call today for a free, no-obligation auto quote. American Family Insurance. All your protection under one roof. American Family Insurance. See the yellow pages for the American Family agent nearest you and call today. Or visit us at amfam.com.
Hey, this is the Sports Take from the Wise Guys. Catch us every weekday noon to 2 on Fox Sports Radio 1460.
Hey, 51 fans, stop by Sure Tire for the Goodyear Blimp Birthday Celebration. The Goodyear Blimp. For 80 years, it's been a name everyone looks up to. Hurry in before August 27th and score big on a large variety of Goodyear tires. If you're looking for traction in any weather, choose the Goodyear Assurance featuring triple tread technology. For your performance car needs, choose Eagle GTHR, Eagle LS, or Eagle RSA tires. And for truck and SUV owners, check out the new Wrangler and Forterra featuring silent armor technology. In addition to great savings, get up to an $80 rebate on your next purchase of tires or service made on your Goodyear car before August 27th.
Like Sure Tire, we do more than just tires. We also take care of your automotive service needs, such as brakes, oil changes, alignments, and more. All at competitive prices. In fact, stop by right now and get an oil, lube, and filter service for just $12.95. It's a deal you just can't beat. So check out Sure Tire for great savings on tires and service. Hurry, the Goodyear birthday celebration ends August 27th. Call 1-800-GOODYEAR for complete details and a local Sure Tire retailer nearest you.
Welcome back again, my friends. We're here at Cashman Field, bottom of the 8th inning, 12-9. Yeah, another Cashman Field classic, along with Jerry Royce, Russ Langer with you. And the 51s have 2 on, 2 out, and Joel Peralta, fourth Salt Lake pitcher, going head-to-head with Nick Theodoro, who is 3 for 4. The look by Peralta, and the pitch. Fastball, a called strike, borderline pitch near the inside corner, 0-1. Senor Peralta.
4-1 on the season, earned run average. This is excellent. 2-4-5 and 17 relief appearances. That covers 18 1/3 innings, and in that time, he's punched out 17. So a hard thrower with strikes. His job is to preserve this 3-run lead that Salt Lake has here in the bottom of the 8th.
0-1 to Theodoro, and the pitch. Fastball, a called strike, knee high. Good pitch, splitting the inside part of the plate right there. Theodoro stepping out, looking straight down, and he may be seeing something over his shoulder at Casey Moser. He sweeps the dirt in the batter's box with his left foot, climbs back in. He's down 2 strikes right now. At second base, Stan Skrabowski. Ross at first base, 2 down. Theodoro with 3 singles, an RBI, and a run scored. The 0-2 stretch by Peralta. And the pitch to Theodoro. A little righty set, kicks, and delivers. And a splitter bounces, and the count is a ball and 2 strikes. 1-2. Theodoro taking his time getting ready. Peralta been pitching professionally since 1999. He's from the town of Bonao in the Dominican. He's been around, 29 years old. Now he collects the sign from Mathis. 2 on, 2 out. 1-2 pitch to Nick Theodoro. Here it is. Fastball. He reaches out, pops it in the shallow left toward the line. Wood going out. Gorneau coming in. Gorneau calls off Wood and makes the catch. And that pop fly finishes the inning. In the 8th for Las Vegas, they collect 1 run on 2 hits. No errors. They leave a pair. We head to the 9th inning. Salt Lake 12, 51's 9.
Yeah, this is Willie's American Saloon down on the corner of Sahara and Paradise. We got all sorts of hamburgers, hot dogs, we got all sorts of fun stuff. We got the package going for baseball, and of course we're big supporters of the 51. So come on down to Willie's American Saloon on the corner of Sahara and Paradise. Yeah, down here at Willie's American Saloon, everybody feels welcome at home. We got home-style cooking, fresh soup and quiche of the day and salad. Great food here at Willie's American Saloon on the corner of Sahara and Paradise, where everybody's always welcome, and the 51s are our home team.
JT the Brick, weeknights at 7 on Fox Sports Radio 1460.
The Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf are proud sponsors of the Las Vegas 51s baseball. The Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf are the originators of the original ice blended drinks, and they've got some great new flavors for these hot summer months. Along with original flavors like Mocha Ice Blended or the Sunrise Ice Blended, they're now featuring the Banana Caramel Ice Blended, the Belgian Waffle Ice Blended, and the Strawberry Cream Tea Latte Ice Blended. Now, if tea is your thing, you should definitely come check out the large selection of teas. They've got some great new iced tea flavors like Sulawesi, Fruit Paradise, and Lavender Mint. The Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf also has the best coffee and espresso drinks in town, as well as a fantastic selection of fresh baked goods. They are kosher. In just 3 years in the Las Vegas Valley, the Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf have received several awards, including Best Coffee by Las Vegas Review-Journal, Las Vegas Weekly, and the Rebel Yell newspapers. There are also 12 locations throughout the valley, and more coming soon.
Welcome back again, my friends. We're here in the top of the 9th inning, and the 51s have been chasing after the Salt Lake Stingers throughout the evening. They were down 6-0. They were down 10-3, 10-6. Now they're down 12-9. And Bo Dannemiller replacing Ryan Roop, who threw well. In the 3rd, no runs, 2 hits, no walks, 3 strikeouts. Dannemiller will go after the 9-1-2 Stingers. Brian Specht. Then the lineup will turn over at Chris Prieto, Alberto Callaspo at the top. Here's the pitch to Specht, and it's a low ball 1. Bo Dannemiller on the year.
Dannemiller making his 29th appearance, earned run average 6.75. That covers 36 innings. He's struck out 30 and walked 25. So control has been a little bit of a problem for him. when he's good, he's been real good. Good fastball, good slider, but command of those pitches often eludes him.
2-0 to Speck, to a homer back in the fourth. The pitch is inside, and the count is now 3 balls and no strikes. Danimiller, as you point out, been falling behind a lot, and it's been especially rough from the middle of August to this point, the 3-0, and it's a strike 3-1. Going into the middle of August, he had shaved his ERA down to just over 4, but now it has risen more than 2.5 runs since then. He has been scored upon in 5 of his last 6 outings. As a high fly ball to right center hit well. Jackson and Ross giving chase in the alley. Jackson makes the catch at the warning track in deep right center field. And Speck about a 410-foot out right there.
Jackson plays a short center field, probably about 4 or 5 steps shorter than other 51 center fielders that we've seen so far this year. Had a long way to go, but with that good speed, he was able to get under that ball and actually wait as it came down just a step or so in front of the warning track.
Here's Prieto. He's been on base 4 times, 2 walks, 2 doubles, 2 runs scored. He grounded out in the 6th. The only time he was retired, he's 2 for 3. He sends a high foul off to the left, and Nakamura, who's finishing up for Cabrera at third base, chases it. Ball hits a railing, rattles around like a pachinko ball. Fans scrambling after it. And the purple shirt got it. There you are. 0-1 the count. Twelve runs, 13 hits, 2 errors for Salt Lake. Las Vegas 9-15-1. 0-1 the count to Chris Prieto. And the pitch. As a bunt down the third baseline, nicely placed off the mound. Danimiller, he cannot pick it up. And safe at first is Chris Prieto. And the batter's Alberto Callaspo.
Prieto, with that good speed, has all the tools to get on base and find a way to keep getting on base. A couple of doubles in this ballgame. He scored a run. Now he gets on first base here in the 9th inning with 1 out on a bunt single. Nice play by Danimiller getting off the mound, but once he got to that ball, he couldn't pick it up, and the speedy Prieto reaches base with 1 out.
And that's the 14th Salt Lake hit. Beautiful bunt on the breaking ball. Here's Callaspo, who has 1 hit in the game. The pitch is to the screen, and Gutierrez scrambles after it on the wild pitch. Down to second goes Prieto, ball 1. That pitch was all over the place, nearly hit him in the foot. Callaspo's hit into a force play, sacrifice, fouled out, single and scored, and lined out. He is 1 for 4.
Gutierrez has seen pitches in all 4 corners of the strike zone and beyond, hasn't he? A couple of pitches delivered early in this ballgame by starter Scott Erickson, way outside when Gutierrez was setting up inside. See a couple of pitches on the other side of the plate setting up outside. This time he sees one in the dirt, gets past him, and goes to the screen.
There's a high foul off to the left, soaring back toward the crowd. And it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count on Alberto Callaspo. Danimiller working with Prieto at second base, 1 out, top of the 9th inning. And Salt Lake leading at 12-9. It's been Erickson, Orlando Rodriguez, Ryan Roop, and now Bo Danimiller. 1-1 stretch. The runner goes. It's Prieto. The pitch is low. Throw to third base is into left field. It bounced past Nakamura. Prieto has to go around Nakamura. Now he sets sail for home plate and scores. As Theodore gets the ball back in, it's a stolen base and a throwing error on Gutierrez. Better throw would have had him, but the ball bounced and Nakamura couldn't quite dig it out.
Danimiller takes his time getting the home plate on his delivery with that big leg kick. Prieto read it perfectly and had calculated risk in stealing third.
Pitch is foul at the plate. Strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And yet, Gutierrez showing a good arm. Made a nice throw down there. Nakamura, one of the really fine defensive third basemen in the league. Had a tough time. It's just a tough play to make down there. Racing over when you see the runner break, then having to dig the throw out. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Callaspo. So now a 13-9 lead for Salt Lake as they parlay a bunt single, a wild pitch, a stolen base, plus the throwing error. Each team has committed 2 errors now. 2-2 pitch. Slider lifted down the left field line, slicing toward the line, and it is a fair ball, and it takes 1 bounce and goes into the party zone. And just when you think you've seen everything, one of the rarest occasions, which is a ground rule double at Cashman Field.
Well, we've seen a lot of things in this ballgame, haven't we? We've seen the long ball, we've seen triples, we've seen strangest double play you probably ever want to see. And now we see a ground rule double. Well, you're going to see that in the House of Horrors here.
It's the second one like that's occurred this year, but that's the first one in a long time. Here's the pitch. Merlone is inside ball one. And it's a 2-for-5 night for Merlone, who singled off Roop in the 7th inning to drive in a run. Each team with 15 hits. Each team with 2 errors. Salt Lake leading by 4 at the proverbial payout window. Ground ball fouled outside third. The count to Merlone is a ball and a strike. Again, Sacramento has beaten Tacoma 2-0. So if Salt Lake hangs on to any part of this lead, they'll be 1 back with 2 to play. Here's the look now. Again, Danilo steps off. And Callaspo gets back to second base. One pitch to Lou Merlone. Breaking ball is a called strike on the inside. It's a ball and 2 strikes. 1-2. Danilo checks Gutierrez. Looks back at Callaspo. And a fastball rides high, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Danilo, not unlike Orlando Rodriguez in the sense that he can throw in the low 90s, but has yet to harness that stuff and be able to hit his spots. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. And the pitch. Good slider. Swung on a missed strike. Well, he harnessed that one. And with 2 outs, the batter's Nick Gorneau.
And like Rodriguez, 2+ quality pitches. Major league quality. No doubt about it. Hard slider. Gets up there pretty good in mid-80s, and a fastball sometimes will reach 93, 94. But it's going to take a while for him to get to the big leagues if he has this spotty control.
Here is Gorneau, who's also had a busy night, like a lot of his teammates. Here's the pitch from Danilo. Slider, a strike on the outside. He's got better location on that pitch right now. The count is 0-1.
Well, he didn't try to throw it quite so hard. What I've seen with Danilo so far in the brief time that he's been here, and in numerous appearances, is that he has a tendency to overthrow.
Here's the 0-1 to Gorneau. And it's fouled at the plate. Fastball. 0-2 is the count now.
When he just lets it rip and throw normally, he's pretty good command of his pitches. Some sink in his fastball. He can ride a fastball up around the letters of a hitter and throw it past him. And he also has a pretty good slider, which he can change speeds on when he has command of it. But oftentimes you have a pitcher who's like that, who's relied on power ever since he's probably a little leaguer.
0-2 pitch, drive deep in the right field line, foul and out of play. Still 0-2.
But when you reach this level, it takes a little bit more than power. It takes some finesse. And once you learn to harness that finesse and convince yourself it's not power, it's more location, then you're going to find yourself in a position where you're winning here at AAA and you're going to be knocking on the door of the big leagues.
0-2 to count to Nick Gorneau. Bo Danilo collects the sign from Gutierrez. Strike 2 pitch on the way. Ground ball pass down, but slowly top towards second. Young charges, picks it up, and throws too late. Young charging that ball, but once it got by Danilo, because of the way it was hit, a little dribbler. And with Gorneau's speed, it was going to be a very tough play. Young did what he could, charging, scooping, throwing too late. Callaspo stops at third. First and third, 2 outs for Jeff Mathis.
Gorneau, 3 hits on the evening, a double. He's also got an RBI. Well, you just look at his numbers, and then when you factor in the speed that he showed going down the line there, you got a guy who's multifaceted kind of ball player. Good speed, hit the ball with power to right field, left field as well.
Leads the league in RBIs.
There you go.
First and third, 2 outs. Here's Mathis. And the slider's a strike, the inside corner. Mathis has walked, hit a 3-run home run, grounded out, walked and struck out. He has scored twice in the game, and he's 1 for 3, 0-1. General Motors trivia question coming up after this pitch, by the way. As Danilo gets set to strike 1 to Jeff Mathis. Slider swinging a miss, 0-2. There are only 2 players who have won the MVP award twice, who are eligible for the Hall of Fame, who are not in the Hall of Fame. In other words, not active guys. 2 players won the MVP twice who are eligible for the Hall, who are not yet in the Hall. There's a call third strike on the outside corner to Mathis, and the inning is over. That's our General Motors trivia question. The answer in the next half inning. This will be the bottom of the 9th inning. 1 run scores for Salt Lake in the 9th inning. On a total of 3 hits, they leave 2, and there were no errors. To the bottom of the 9th we go. Salt Lake 13, 51's 9.
If music was black and white, what would it sound like? But add a little color to it and you can hear and see the difference. apply this to, say, advertising. Classified advertising. What does your ad sound like? This? Or this? See, adding a little color can make your RJ Sun classified ad really sing out. For just a little more, we'll add some real color to your ad. You will see and hear the difference. Call 383-0383. Expect more, get more out of your classified ad.
Call 383-0383 to get your RJ Sun classified ad. 383-0383.
Hey, it's Steve from the Wise Guys. Listen to us weekdays from noon to 2 on Fox Sports Radio 1460.
It's really personalized service, and we like that.
The Barn family has their home insured with American Family.
I really enjoy our agent. He was able to bring different options to us and actually address our needs.
He puts it in terms we can understand. Call today for a free no-obligation homeowner's quote. American Family Insurance. All your protection under one roof. American Family Insurance. See the yellow pages for the American Family agent nearest you and call today or visit us at amcam.com.
Welcome back again, my friends, along with Gary Royce, Russ Langer with you, 13-9. Salt Lake with the advantage over the 51s. So another assault on pitching staffs in this particular game. 22 hits, 22 runs, 31 hits, and 4 errors. Yes. And right-hander Joel Peralta, who came in with 2 on and 2 out in the 8th and got Nick Theodore to fly out, will face Norihiro Nakamura, Gabriel Gutierrez, and T.J. Jackson of Jose Flores due next. Along with Jerry Royce, Russ Langer with you. And as Nakamura steps in, we'll give you, in just a moment here, the answer to the General Motors trivia question. Nakamura's 0 for 1 since he came in as a pinch hitter and stayed in at third base for Mike Cabrera. 13-9 Salt Lake. I'll give you that question one more time, and we'll shoot the answer at you. Jerry will take a whack at it. Oh, Jerry's not too sure about this one. It's not an easy one. Here's the pitch. Peralta's fastball is on the outside edge for a strike. 0-1 to Nakamura. Again, there are only two-time winners of the MVP award who are eligible for the Hall of Fame who are not in the Hall of Fame. Who are they? Here's the 0-1 pitch to Nakamura. And the pitch. Good breaking ball. Nakamura twists himself around, swinging and missing at that pitch. It is 0-2.
No clue.
Okay, well, one of them is Dale Murphy of the Braves. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Nakamura. Fastball driven to deep left field. That one is going to go way back, and one hops the fence. Gorneau plays to Karam, and now on his way to second base is Nakamura. He steams in with a stand-up double. Peralta trying to get in on Nakamura. He was very ready for it.
Nakamura, good high ball hitter, got a high fastball. Looked like it might have been out of the strike zone. A good 0-2 pitch. And Nakamura was able to get the good part of the bat on the ball, drills it into the left field corner for a leadoff double.
51s have now equaled Salt Lake's hit total with 16, but they have quite a hill to climb, down by 4 in the 9th inning against Peralta. Here's Gabriel Gutierrez, the rookie catcher, having a nice night for himself. 2 for 3, also hit by a pitch. He is driven into, and he scored once. He had a 2-run single with 2 outs in the 7th in his last inning against Jonathan Rowanhorse. Big curveball, drops in nicely for a strike. 0-1. The other player to win the MVP award twice, who is eligible for the Hall, who is not in the Hall, was Roger Maris. 1 strike to count to Gutierrez.
That's a good question.
Might have saved the toughest one for last here on a Saturday. 0-1 to count to Gutierrez. Nakamura off second base. Here's the look and the pitch. Breaking ball in for a strike. And Gutierrez down 2 strikes. T.J. Jackson gets loose in the on-deck area with a weighted bat. The outfield is giving Gutierrez the gap in left center. Prieto sitting in toward right center. Right center Allen is moved over toward the line. And Gorneau is pretty much straight away and left. Here's the 0-2 stretch by Peralta. And the pitch. Fastball. And he jammed him, and he swings and fouls it back. And he fought off that good 2-strike pitch in on his hands.
Gutierrez straightened up twice on the slider delivered by Peralta. Good slider, late breaking hard. This time he gets a fastball, a little unsure, but he He can hit a major league fastball, no doubt about it. But after seeing a couple of sliders, you don't know quite sure what's coming, do you?
There's a slider lifted in the shallow center field. Here comes Prieto. He has to plant a bounce. Base hit. Stopping at third base is Nakamura. It looked like Prieto might have a chance to catch the ball. A big night for Gabriel Gutierrez. He has 3 hits now, and don't go wandering off because DJ Jackson is up with 2 on and nobody out. That means the on-deck hitter, Jose Flores, represents the tying run. Home, another walk in the park here at Cashman Field. 17 Las Vegas hits. First and third, nobody out. And here's Jackson, who has grounded out, still tripled in a run and scored and flat out to center field.
No doubles defense for the outfielders as they all are playing a step or 2 back than what they were earlier in the ballgame.
Here's the pitch. And a good breaking ball swung on and missed 0-1. Peralta came in with good credentials. Mentioned been in the big leagues and came in with a 2.45 ERA and averaging almost a strikeout per inning. Nakamura at third, Gutierrez at first base. Nobody out. Bottom of the 9th inning. 0-1 on DJ Jackson. Here's a look. The stretch. The pitch. And the breaking ball falls in under the knees. Ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to count to Jackson. Chris Buchek, still a pitcher of record. He went 5 1/3. Since then, it's been Rowan-Horst Olson, who went 2/3 of an inning, giving up a run earned on 2 hits, and now Peralta. The 1-1 to DJ Jackson. Right-handed hitting center fielder swings at a fastball and misses. That pitch was well out of the zone, down and away. Jackson took a hack at it, and now it's 1-2.
Good late action on that fastball. It seemed to cut just as it crossed the front part of the plate. By the time Jackson swung at it, it was probably a few inches off the plate.
1-2. Peralta straightens up again. The look. 1-2 pitch. Here it is. Breaking ball up and in. Jackson turned his back on it and steps out with a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Ariana Duncan goes through some signs in the box at third. Gentle breeze picks up, blowing out to left field. At first base, Buddy holds Gutierrez on. Nakamura off the bag at third base. Gutierrez a very conservative lead off the bag at first, down by 4 in the 9th inning with nobody out. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jackson calls time, and it's granted by the plate umpire Casey Moser. Steps out of there. Climbs back in his Dodger blue helmet, shining in the lights of Cashman Field. Now Peralta quickly picks up the sign from Mathis. The stretch, the 2-2 pitch, and he swings, grounds one foul outside first, right between first base coach Harold Eckert and the bag, and Pat Mahomes over to pick it up. And a throng of fans standing, waving, hoping Mahomes will toss it there when he goes deep. Mahomes goes deep into the corner of the end zone with that toss. And he threw that ball 12, 13 rows in. 2-2. Now the look. 2-2 pitch from Peralta. Breaking ball in there. Strike 3 call. That's a tough pitch right there. And Jackson winces and walks away. He knew it was a strike, as it's a very tough pitch to hit.
Backdoor slider to a right-hander. That's when the ball starts on the inside part of the plate. It looks like it's going to come in and hit you. Then all of a sudden screeches, gets the black, and the next thing you know, you're a strikeout victim. So with runners on first and third, it's a strikeout situation, and Peralta delivers with it.
So Flores is up now. He's been rather busy. A single, double, triple, and a walk. He has scored twice, driven in a run. And in the 8th, he flat out to center facing Olson, the only time he's been retired. Home run away from the cycle. Fastball sinks in low at the ankles. Ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. 13-9 Salt Lake. 51's runners at the corners with 1 out, and they're trying to rally against the tough righty Joel Peralta. Flores waits patiently. And the 1-0 pitch. Quick breaking ball driven high and deep to right center. Prieto and Allen giving chase. It's Prieto to make the catch in front of the warning track. Nakamura tags and he cruises home for the run that makes it 13-10 Salt Lake. It's a sacrifice fly by Flores, but for the Stingers, they'll cheerfully trade an out for a run here because with 2 outs, that leaves it up to Delwyn Young.
The ball was hit relatively deep to right center field by Flores, who's shown pretty good power in this ballgame with a triple earlier in the game. However, Prieto is playing 4, maybe 5 steps deeper than what he was earlier in the ballgame when Flores did hit that triple. So he was able to scoot over on his own easy terms and get underneath that ball a step or so in front of the warning track.
Now it's up to Young. Myro, the tying run, is on deck now. Here's the pitch. Young swings and misses at that splitter. That ball had great diving action to it. Young tonight has 1 hit and 4 at-bats, a single. He's also walked. He scored twice, driven in a run. Single to right against Olson in the 8th his last time up. That single kicked his hitting streak up to 16 games. He's hitting .349, and he swings and fouls it at the plate, and now it's match point. 2 strikes on Young.
Doesn't take long for the guys, the pitchers particularly, who have big league experience to find out the weaknesses of a hitter who's had limited experience at AAA. Young admittedly has some problems with off-speed pitches. We've seen it during this series, and it's been a couple of splitters. He's behind the count 0-2, so it's Peralta with anything that he wants to throw up there.
0-2 stretch.
All kinds of options.
And the pitch. And he throws a fastball, looked like, and it's fouled back out of play. Still 0-2.
Could be the right pitch if the location's okay, but he got too much of the plate on that pitch. Unfortunately for Peralta, that fastball had enough giddy up on it that Young couldn't make the adjustment after seeing a couple of splitters down low. See, you get somebody 0-2, they're not going to be quite that aggressive.
And Myro with a world of power waits on deck, hoping for a chance. 0-2 pitch. And he swung at a splitter, grounded it right to Myro in the on-deck area. And so Young stays alive with a 2-strike count. 0-2. Delwyn Young. Switch hitting second baseman. Stepping back in from the left side, slightly open stance. Peralta, a steady stare as he looks in hard at Jeff Mathis. 0-2. Gutierrez off first, not being held on. The strike 2 kick and the pitch. Fastball inside and moved his feet back away from the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Right pitch, right situation, because that's a show pitch. And it pushes his feet off the plate. Makes his change eye position. Now he's still got options, even though the count's 1-2. Breaking ball, splitter, come back with another fastball. My guess, it's going to be a splitter.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Here it is. And it looks like a fastball popped down the right field line. Speck and Buddy in foul ground, backpedaling to make the catch, and this one is history. Salt Lake wins it 13-10, and we'll be back with the totals right after this.
Hey, welcome to Pete's Pets.
Oh, hi, I need to return something.
The chicken?
Yeah, the chicken.
Something wrong with it?
Oh, yeah, it doesn't do anything. It just, stands around and it makes that stupid sound.
What do you want the chicken to do?
Beg or fetch or roll over.
It's a chicken.
So?
So chickens don't really do anything.
Well then why did you sell her to me?
Because you gave me money.
Well, my dog, he used to greet me at the door. He'd jump up and down and everything. This chicken doesn't even know I'm there.
So what are you saying? The chicken's hurting your feelings?
No, I'm not saying that. It's like, why would I want a chicken if it isn't good for anything?
Chickens are good for one thing, if you have the right equipment.
The right equipment?
Yep. Charcoal, grill, barbecue sauce.
Introducing the Western Baking Chicken Sandwich at Carl's Jr. A big, juicy charbroiled chicken breast with bacon, barbecue sauce, and crispy onion rings. New at Carl's Jr. For limited time only at participating restaurants.
Don't miss the Jim Rome Show, weekdays at 9 a.m. only on Fox Sports Radio 1460.
What does a good time taste like? The signature taste of the king of beers. Bright, crisp, clean, pure. This is Budweiser. This is beer. Budweiser beer. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Welcome back again, my friends, along with Jerry Royce, Russ Langer with you, as Bruce Springsteen sings Better Days, which is a great song to play right now. 51's 2 games away from the very end of what has been a tough season for them in terms of wins and losses. But Jacksonville team, one of the most talented teams in all the minor leagues, you have to wonder about what's on the horizon for the 51. Certainly, it'll be a younger club next year. We'll see what the future brings. For the victorious Salt Lake Stingers, who stay alive in their race with the Tacoma Rainiers, they pick up a game now. They're 1 back with 2 to play. And for Salt Lake, their 7th consecutive victory tonight as well. They go to 77 and 65 with 13 runs, 16 hits, 2 errors, leaving 10. Las Vegas is now 57 and 84. 10 runs, 17 hits, and 2 errors. They left 12 men on base. The winning pitcher, Chris Buchek, is now 7 and 4. Save goes to Joel Peralta, his ninth. Losing pitcher, Scott Erickson, falls to 2 and 4. And as far as home runs are concerned, the Salt Lake Stingers had a 2-run homer by Jeff Mathis in the third inning for Mathis. That was his 20th of the year. And they had a solo home run by Brian Specht. That came in the fourth inning for Specht, his 7th home run of the year. A crowd of 12,472 paid to see it. 3 hours, 29 minutes to complete. Let's check the big league scoreboard, and then Jerry and I will wrap it up after that. Giants beat Arizona 9-4. Lowry over Vargas, Alou, and Wynn with home runs for the Giants. Wynn hit a pair. Cintron went deep for Arizona. Rockies blew out the Dodgers for the second straight game. 11-1. Kim over Holton, Atkins, and Hoff homering for Colorado. In 12, Washington beat Philadelphia 5-4. Carrasco over Lopez, Bell, Burrow, and Howard all went deep for the Phillies. And St. Louis beat the Astros 4-2. Great matchup. Chris Carpenter, Roger Clemens left in the fifth inning with an injured hamstring. They say he's day-to-day. Carpenter's now 20-4 over Springer, and Berkman homered for Houston. In Atlanta, the Braves beat the Reds 9-3. Sosa over Hudson, Francoeur with a home run there. San Diego beat Milwaukee 6-1. Williams over Obermueller. And in Florida, the Marlins beat the Mets 5-4. Career victory 1,000 for Jack McKeon. Vallone over Padilla. Jones to save. Floyd a home run for the Mets. Delgado for the Marlins. And it was the Cubs 9, Pittsburgh 5. Zambrano over Williams, Blanco, and Merton homered for the Cubs in that ball game. In the American League, Seattle 4 in the ninth and beat the Angels, and Anaheim 6-3. Puts over Shields. In Minnesota, the Twins got a run in the ninth and beat Cleveland 3-2. Nathan over Howery, Hafner the save. Texas beat Kansas City 5-3. Dominguez over Carrasco, DeLucci, and Adrian Gonzalez homering for Texas. White Sox beat Detroit 6-2. Burley over Robertson, Polanco, and Monroe homering for Detroit. Ty and Rowland for the White Sox. Boston beat Baltimore 7-6. Clement over Bedard. Timlin the save. Ortiz and Millar homing for the Red Sox. Gibbons for Baltimore. It was Tampa Bay 3, Toronto 2. McClung over Batista. Baez the save. Lee a home run for the Devil Rays. And the Yankees blanked Oakland 7-0. Small over Saarloos. Giambi a home run for the Yankees. We'll break and come back to wrap it up right after this.
The total package. That's what you'll find at the fabulous Capital Grille. The Capital Grille, nationally acclaimed for dry-aged steaks on premises, chops, fresh seafood, and an award-winning wine list. The Capital Grille is open at Fashion Show Mall for both lunch and dinner. Take in all the energy and excitement of the Las Vegas Strip at the Capital Grille, providing a breathtaking view with a wall of windows directly overlooking the new Wynn Resort. The Capital Grille is the ideal place for guests to dine for total convenience, as complimentary valet parking is offered during both lunch and dinner. And the Capital Grille provides private elevator access. Impress your guests at the Capital Grille. They offer 3 private dining rooms, personalized event planning, and professional service. The Capital Grille is the perfect choice for your next business meeting or social gathering. The Capital Grille on the 3rd floor of Fashion Show Mall overlooking the Las Vegas Strip. For reservations, call 932-6631. 932-6631.
Okay, let's take it from the top.
Fox Sports Radio 1460.
Sport Clips is fast becoming America's favorite hair-cutting place for guys. And here's why. Sport Clips understands that today's urban warrior wants to get in and get a great haircut, surrounded by sports merchandise, the latest sports magazines, and TVs everywhere, all tuned to sports. And now, Sport Clips introduces the ultimate haircut experience for guys. The MVP. First, a precision haircut. Second, a soothing scalp massaging shampoo. Next comes the steam towel treatment, followed by a stress-reducing neck and shoulder massage. All this at one great price. At Sport Clips, guys win.
Grand opening, $5 off haircuts in Las Vegas at Fort Apache and Flamingo next to Break Team in the Home Depot Shopping Center. We have Guy Smart stylists to give you a great-looking haircut while you watch sports. Sport Clips is always hiring great managers and stylists. At Sport Clips, guys win.
Welcome back again to the final segment of the 51's post-game show as the fireworks are going off here at Cashman Field. The last night game of the 2005 season. Russ Langer along with Jerry Royce. Dick Williams will be along tomorrow for the 12:05 game, the second to last game, the penultimate game of the 2005 season. That'll be tomorrow, and we invite you to join us for that one. Well, tonight, one of the classic PCL affairs. get together between these two teams. Salt Lake, of course, with a tremendous amount of motivation. Even though they're hanging on by a thread, they needed to win. They needed for Tacoma to lose, and that's what happened. So now, with 2 days left in the season, there's still 3 races alive in the Pacific Coast League out of the 4 divisions, which is remarkable with 48 hours to go in the regular season. And that's the way things stand right now, as the Stingers scored early and often against Scott Erickson and Orlando Rodriguez, who had control trouble. They took a 6-0 lead into the third when the 51s got 3 unearned runs off of Chris Bruchek to cut it to 6-3. Stingers with single runs in the 4th and 5th to make it 8-3. 2 more in the 6th to make it a 10-3 game, and it looked like they were going to run away and hide. But to the 51's credit, we talked about this during the course of the game. 51's got 3 in the 6th inning. They would not lie down, and they made it at that point a 10-6 game. And the Stingers, the 7th inning, Jerry, I think as much of anything was the turning point as far as momentum. When the Stingers got those last 2 runs in the 7th inning, they ended up getting another run in the 9th inning. But Orlando Rodriguez walking Ryan Buddy, and then with 1 out walking Prieto. That set the stage for the 2 runs they would get when Root came in on back-to-back singles by Merloni and Nick Gourneau. And that seemed to take a lot of the air out of the 51 sets. They weren't done. They still scored 2 in the 7th and 1 in the 8th. But and then each team got a run in the 9th inning. But those 2 7th inning runs seem to be critical. And when you have a game where you have 23 runs and 33 hits and 4 errors and 22 men left on base, momentum, as much as anything, plays a major role.
Those walks always seem to come back to haunt you, but they haunt you not only in that inning, but it lets the air out of your offense. When you have a club that's fighting for a pennant, that can beat you in a number of different ways. They can beat you with speed. They're able to get the base hits when they need them, and they're able to hit with power. You put all of that together, and then you throw in the fact that you're walking guys that have a chance to come around and score. There's that much your offense can do. They can put some things together. The 51s did just that. They put 10 on the board. It's not enough, and the Stingers stay alive and get a chance to play tomorrow.
That's absolutely right. What we'll do now is we'll run down the scores before we say so long for the evening. Nashville beat Round Rock by a score of 5-4, and Memphis beat Albuquerque 6-4. So with a Nashville victory, they needed that victory to stay ahead of Omaha, but Omaha lost to Oklahoma by a score of 3-2. So Nashville is now 2 ahead with 2 to play. They've at least clinched a tie in that division. It was New Orleans over Iowa 10-4, and in other ball games, it was Colorado Springs over Fresno 8-0. By the way, with the Oklahoma victory, their victory, and they're in first place. They were a half a game up on Albuquerque, but because Albuquerque lost, they're a game and a half ahead with 2 to play. So one win by Oklahoma in the last 2 games, or one Albuquerque lost, Oklahoma will wrap up their division. And meanwhile, it was the Sacramento River Cats blanking Tacoma 2-0. We mentioned that earlier. And Tucson beat Portland by a score of 4-1 in Portland. Want to give thanks to Wendell Wallace, our studio producer, for producing tonight's game in his outstanding fashion, as usual. Tomorrow at 12:05, Eric Stoltz, lefty, goes for Las Vegas against righty Evan Thomas for the Salt Lake Stingers in the next to last game of the regular season. Fan appreciation night, the fireworks going on, and I want to make mention of what a privilege it has been to work with you, Jerry, throughout this season. We lucked out. We got a chance to use you, and you were fabulous all year long. I really sincerely hope we get a chance to do this again.
Russ, many thanks to you. I do have thanks for the Las Vegas fans. Have been very kind in their comments, allowing the 2 of us to work together and establish some kind of rapport. And it's worked quite well, and it seems the fans really enjoyed it. My thanks to the people in the front office, Don Logan, Bob Bloom, and Jimmy Gemma, for all the help that they have given me this year in support and let me come in the booth. But my biggest thanks come to you, Russ, for being as generous as you are, allowing me to come in and share your booth, having a chance to work not only as an analyst, but the chance to do play-by-play. I only hope that we have a chance to do this somewhere again in the future.
I couldn't have said it better. I share those sentiments word for word. Appreciate it very much, Jerry. Until tomorrow, this is Russ Langer, wishing you a very fine evening from Cashman Field in Las Vegas, where tonight the Salt Lake Stingers outlasted the Las Vegas 51s by a score of 13-10. Good night.
You've been listening to the Las Vegas 51 on Fox Sports Radio 1460. 51 Baseball is brought to you by Carl's Jr., Budweiser, Cox Communications, and by the Las Vegas Review Journal. You're listening to Fox Sports Radio 1460.